The views expressed on the previous programs are those of the host.
Holy crap, the Dow's up 210 points. Prosperity is just around the corner, baby.
560 WQAM, Miami.
Let's get that hurricane game on today. 10:15 sounds good.
Oh, is it my turn to hit something?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, go Canes.
Yeah, if they win Thursday, we do it again on Friday. And it's not noon Thursday, it's 11:30 for that pregame show. Hurricanes warm-up. Oh, my God, the swill that they put on the air.
560 WQAM presents The Neil Rogers Show. To talk to Neil, dial 560.
In fact, why don't we start warming up for Thursday this morning? Like I said, 10:15 sounds like a plan.
Call toll-free, 877-785-NEIL, or pound 560 on your AT&T and Verizon wireless phones. The opinions expressed
so who do you
by
like
Neil,
better,
his
Storm
guests,
Cat
or his
Drew
colleagues
Rosenhaus?
do not represent those of WQAM management, staff, or sponsors.
If you had your
now,
brothers.
The Neil Rogers
Well,
Show
Storm Cat works
on
for free.
560 WQAM.
Sports Talk Radio is dead. So starting this Monday, 560, WQAM is proud to present The Joker Show. Monday through Friday, 6 to 10 a.m., only on 560 WQAM.
Yeah, he'd be a real tempest with a peapod, Joe Carroyo. Whatever happened to him, by the way?
I don't know.
He's still around?
Over there, yeah, I guess.
Did his wife throw something at him, a bunch of hot water or something?
I don't know.
He threw a tea, what was it? What do they call those things?
A box with tea in it.
A box with tea in it. Wow.
You know, tea comes in a box.
Yeah.
And he threw that.
I had a line for that, but I better not use it. Better not use it because Joyce would get real upset.
Oh, God.
And then so would Joe Bell, and then Clarence would come, bah, bah, bah,
right.
bah, bah. Oh, I can't believe you said bah, bah, like that.
God forbid.
Had a great line.
Something funny.
It was very amusing, but nevertheless, we better not do that. Well, we sure don't have much coming in on those emails this morning. We had one from Chris Whalen yesterday afternoon. Said, yeah, it's me. It's the real Chris. You forgot to put on the poll, bring Chris Whalen back. Or some crap like that. I don't know.
Good point.
What?
No, that should have been on there.
No, it should not.
Why not?
Do you put that in the same league with all these other things that are on there?
Yes.
Wow, we miss Fat Chris badly, and you really believe it was the real Chris. I don't know what I did with that email. I think I Schmidt-canned it.
Either way.
Dow's up 214. I wonder what that's all about. 67-63. And that damn Looney's making a comeback. It was 76 and something yesterday at one point, and now it's like 78. Damn it. Everybody sell your Canadian Loonies, okay, please. 856 votes on that poll. If I was in charge of WQM for 1 hour, I would. Fire Joyce, 153. Hire Randy Rhodes, 118. Those of you people with your Randy Rhodes obsession, we were discussing this before the show this morning. I don't know what you're thinking about. I, honest to God, do not know what you're thinking about.
I don't know.
Like they're going to hire her and put her on this station? See, you've got these people brainwashed into believing that they're going to... No, you do.
Blame me, sure.
Well, it's your one-note Charlie thing.
That's
you
right.
keep banging on, if they would just put on General Talk. They're not going to put on General Talk or General MacArthur or General Motors.
And she is?
Yeah. What does that mean?
She's political talk.
Well, that's, whatever. Non-sports talk. Anything that's non-sports talk.
No.
No what?
I don't replace one-note Charlie with another one-note Charlie.
Oh, I see. So you don't want Randy on. That George don't want Randy on. We had a chance to get her on there 2 to 4.
Nevertheless.
You don't want her on.
The old Randy.
What do you mean the old Randy?
Ironically, the young Randy. Before she was doing all this serious business.
Before she became a political maven and expert?
That's right. And she can still throw that crap in there.
Itself?
But when she was farting into the microphone, that was much more entertaining, I thought.
Well, she can't do that on this station, so I guess that leaves that out. Anyway, hire Randy Rhodes 119 silly people. Put Neil on 8 hours a day, 110 even sillier people. Fix the damn signal 93. That would be a real good idea. When's that going to come down? When that...
Hold your breath. I'll let you know.
Good God. Probably when we start doing those text messages, too. Remember that?
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Is that a good idea? Yeah, when do we start? Oh, well, we can't sell it. We can't do this. We can't. Everybody else has been doing it for 100 years, but we can't do it.
Who needs that when we have that Twitter?
Yeah.
They can just send their texts into there.
Twitter my ass. We don't have a Twitter page. We don't have a Facebook page. We have somebody who phonied up a bunch of stupid crap.
God.
And you know what? If it keeps you off the street, have a good time with it.
Sure.
It has nothing to do with me, with the show, with George, with anything having to do with us. So go titter over your Twitter. Rehire Hank Goldberg, 89. That was the end. That was the end when they pulled that crap and then tried to reshuffle the whole lineup again. See, that's what these guys, Petey Bolger did it all the time. All these guys, they're all the same. They take the same people and they keep reshuffling like a deck of cards.
Right. Well, if they failed in the morning, they'll be great in the afternoon, don't you know?
Yeah. Changed to a non-sports talk format, 73. So that's your brainwashed crowd.
That's me.
Living in the past.
That's right.
Oh, those days at IOD were so great. That's 25 freaking years ago, okay? Jesus God. Give George his own show, 70. Hire Suds Coleman, 58. Send everyone home and padlock the door, 35. Fire Joe Bell, 29. That number should be a lot higher. Fire the Big O, 18. Change to an all-music format, 8. Get rid of the Dolphin game, 7 out of 867 vote. That's the poll. Oh, here we go. Here's some stuff coming in. My husband was watching some stupid sports show last night. They interviewed Jimmy Syphilis. He looks like Charlie Crist. Well, they have one thing in common, okay, Mary?
Gay.
Yeah. I mean, he looks like Charlie Crist, a younger Charlie Crist with the darker hair, I guess. How do you like that? Mary says you're,
You fairy.
Mary says fairy, Jimmy. Jimmy Syphilitic. She said you look like a screaming queen, just like our gay governor. Oh, how sad. This is from, who sent me this? Some goofball.
Really?
Michael Savage remains one of the most popular voices in talk radio, scoring all-time ratings highs in the fall 2008 book. In St. Louis and San Diego and here and there, Baltimore, yada, 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 Philadelphia, great. Great. That means there's a lot of Nazis out there. Here's one that says, your boy Jason Jackson, my boy.
Yeah. Bless you.
That's my allergy. Was all over ESPN last night with an exclusive interview of Wade on Sun Sports following the Heat victory last night. Oh, Dwayne Wade, I guess he had a big game, according to what Jolly Joe was screaming at the end of the... Not Jolly Joe. Blockhead Joe.
How about that?
Yeah. I don't care about the Heat. I don't care about the NBA. I don't care about Dwayne Wade. I sure don't care about... So, great. Who cares? Greg says, oh, boy. Tragedy. Tragedy. This is a good email, I think. You think?
Maybe.
Well, at least these aren't for make-believe people. They haven't started yet today. The make-believe Greg Goodell and the fake this one and the fake... Well, isn't that great? Miami International offers global entry program for frequent travelers. They pre-screen you, and you can go through immigration by using an automated machine. You swipe your card, you scan your finger, and you go right through without waiting in line. Well, that's great.
That's a good machine,
You have a good time there, because I'm not going to Miami International no more. I'm not going to say never again, but only under duress would I go to that airport. They treat you like some kind of a criminal. Oh, but they got a new program. Great, good. Good luck to you. Have a good time there. Find somebody who speaks English. Mm-hmm. Greg says, subject, tragedy. I've been a listener since 1988. I love your show, and you and George do a great job. But what Joyce and Joe Bell have done to you is reprehensible. That is absolutely correct, sir.
Absolutely correct, sir.
I was on YouTube this morning and happened to stumble across some of your old whammy shows. The fart sounds are more colorful, and more colorful language was good. But the biggest plus was that you actually had real callers. People who contributed to the show in a reasonably intelligent manner. It really made the show flow and brought out the best in you.
Show flow.
The fact that Joe Bell won't stand up to the Prozac twins and block their calls is so unbelievable. Well, we can't do this and we don't know how to do that. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, boy. Lame. Joe Bell is lame. He's like a horse with one leg. Lame. Your show could be so much better with little effort from your management. They won't make an effort. It is an unmitigated tragedy that your station's management has severely damaged perhaps the greatest radio personality of all time. Love you, Neil, and good luck. I will always listen. Well, thank you, Greg. How do you like that?
Very nice.
Severely damaged. I feel damaged. I feel like damaged goods.
Yeah.
Good news is Paco passed his G2 driver's test yesterday. All right. It's good news. I don't know if it's good news, though, because now he's going to be driving a lot more, and I'll be more nervous. You know how that is when your kids start driving?
Yeah.
You get panicky.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I had nothing but
what?
confidence. I never had anything but confidence.
Incontinence?
Yeah, that too.
Well, what does that mean? You never had anything but confidence.
In my particular case, it might be different for the second child, but for the oldest one, I had never anything but confidence. She was.
So you never worried?
Yeah, I worried, but not unduly so, because I knew that she wouldn't do anything stupid.
Well, I wish I could say the same.
Well, I mean, there's no accounting for all the variables that people encounter on the roads, and I don't have to tell you. But I knew that she wouldn't be drinking and driving or anything, crazy
well,
like that.
God forbid that would ever happen. That was up 242 points.
Suburbs, we need you in our small towns. We especially need you in our inner cities.
We need you like Dafta Xavier Lochenkopf. What? Well, it just came to mind, It's no Afzalaches, but it's... Oh, and today is Purim, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
You got some Hamantashen?
No, I got some virtual Hamantashen, but nothing real yet.
Well, what the hell does that mean? What are virtual Hamantashen?
I got sent some Hamantashen online. But like a picture of Hamantashen.
Happy Purim! Happy Purim!
Not nearly as tasty.
Happy Purim!
Thank you.
Happy Purim! To your mother also. Happy Purim! Don't take any bullshit from him. Happy Purim!
Well, we sure miss her. I think when she died, that was the end.
Faye.
This is the end. That was a good email. Pretty. I couldn't have said it better myself.
But, what are we going to do?
What are we going to do? We're going to change things?
No.
Joe Bell going to all of a sudden have an awakening?
No.
We had that stupid-ass meeting on the phone that day, and Clarence was going to have a talk with Joyce. Did we ever get a follow-up on that?
No.
No, he's too busy with stupid UM basketball crap in the middle of the day. It's a mixed bag, baby, a mixed blessing. On the one hand, we enjoy the time off, getting out of here early. That's nice. On the other hand, the audience vanishes. I mean, you can't complain about the ratings you get during that garbage because there aren't any.
Right.
There won't be anybody listening. I mean, nobody. Remember that day that we were going to have jerks come on an hour early because I forget what was going on. Oh, I filled in for Joe Rose. He was doing that make-believe, that stunt jury duty stuff. And so I came on at 9. Remember that a couple of days?
Yep.
And the jerks volunteered to come on and do the 1 to 2, and Clarence said, oh, no, we don't want that, oh, no. But UM basketball, that's...
important.
That's an important bonanza.
Oh, God, Neil.
Next on A New Dateline.
Nadia Suleiman tells her story, including a new interview just today.
Nadia, what were you thinking?
That was always a dream of mine, to have a large family, a huge family.
How many kids is enough for you?
Probably 50, close to 50.
You've got massive head problems.
That's true. That is true.
You're a pussy!
Hey, that's my shoe you're peeing on.
Disgusting.
Nadia, you gotta do something.
And this is my only option.
Is that a stun gun?
What happened? Yeah, it worked. It worked a little too well.
Commercial.
10:18 at 560 WQAM. Here's another email from an ass clown. Everybody's an expert, and whatever I say is wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm out of touch. Yada, yada, yada.
Just as long as you understand that.
Oh, yeah, I do understand that. At least I'm consistent. I'm always wrong. This crap you keep spewing about the security at MIA is nonsense. No, it's not nonsense, because the last 2 times I flew out of there, I went through the same crap. The TSA procedure throughout the country, whether in MIA, Fort Lauderdale, or Kalamazoo, are identical. Wrong. And have nothing to do with the airport. Certain behavior, including buying a one-way ticket, like flying in and out of Miami, into somewhere and out of Miami, I can't read, automatically flags you for a secondary screening. I haven't gone through a secondary screening. That's not the problem. Once again, you have a strong opinion on something you know nothing about. I don't fly one way to anywhere, number one. And number two, if you're flying out of the country as you're going through security, they have like a little glass room off to the side, and they stick you in there. They take your boarding pass, And they stick you in there with your shoes off and with your none of your possessions. And then you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait. And then finally maybe somebody calls and they match you up with your right boarding pass. And then they sit your ass down and they go through another song and dance and they check your shoes and the whole deal. And then maybe you get your stuff back and your boarding pass. It's nonsense. Like flying out of the country ought to make you some kind of a terrorist. I don't know what. It just sucks, okay? I don't like it and I'm not going to go through it again. Now, why would I make that up? Why would I be talking about if I hadn't experienced it myself? Why would I make it up? Oh, you just don't like Miami. Right. You don't like Cubans. Right? Yeah, okay, whatever you say.
Just stir the pot.
That's right. Just stirring it up, as Joe would say. Just like to stir it up. Thank you. CT says, hey, Neil, good morning to the two of you. That's for you, too.
Why, thank you.
Neil, I asked you last week about Zeitgeist. Unaware that was on your website, obviously. However, did you know that there was a part 2, Zeitgeist Addendum? Very interesting with a proposed new social order called the Venus Project. I'm more interested in a new social order called the Penis Project.
That's what I heard.
Just wondering if you've been able to watch that yet. Also wanted to get George's feedback on Watchmen.
It sucked.
Really?
That's the short answer. It was boring.
Are you serial?
It was boring. 2 hours and 50 minutes with like maybe 10, 15 minutes of entertainment in there, lost in there. Horrible story, horribly told.
Thought it was very good with a career-resurrecting moment for Danny Bonaducci as Rorschach. Just kidding. Keep kicking ass, CT. Danny Bonaducci is in it?
That's a joke. No, he's not.
So what does that mean?
The guy that played that character that he's mentioning, I guess, looks like Danny Bonaducci.
Really?
CT. With all due respect, and I've gotten a lot of crap from the people that liked the comic book, which I never read, but it was a long, boring movie.
I see. Well, I guess I'm not going to be wasting my time with that.
Big blue penis.
Tom says, great show, long-time listener, first-time emailer. Is Joe Rose selling computers sort of like Goldie teaching voice modulation? What the hell does that mean? You knocking Joe Rose's spots? You better watch it, man. He's the spot man. Oh, no, Hank Lachlan died. I'll be gosh danged. And Jimmy Boyd died, too. I wonder if Jimmy Boyd was kin to Tug Boyd. He used to drive at Rockingham Park in Suffolk Downs. Or maybe he was kin to William Boyd, who was Hopalong Cassidy. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be talking real slow today because there sure ain't much coming in. Neil at neilrogers.com for all your observations, thoughts, crap on the emails. The Dow's up 258 points. Wow. What a wonderful day, huh? Hank Lachlan, what?
I said indeed. Sorry, I was a little late.
Oh, go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
Hank Lachlan, 91, dies. Country singer, helped usher in the Nashville sound. Well, good. I'm glad he's dead. Well, 91's old enough anyway. His hits include Send Me the Pillow You Dream On, Please Help Me, I'm Falling, and Let Me Be the One. He was a performer on the Grand Ole Opry for 47 excruciating years. Country singer Hank Lachlan, whose smooth tenor voice on hits including Send Me the Pillow You Dream On and Please Help Me, I'm Falling, marked a career that spawned half a century, has died. He was 91. He died Sunday at his home in Bruton, Alabama. Grand Ole Opry publicist Jessie Schmidt said in Nashville, she said the cause of death is not being released. He was 91, but they're not releasing the cause of death. Well, what does that mean?
I don't know.
Maybe he took some peels, huh?
Uh-huh.
Maybe he took some whole handful of peels. That was up 255. Why else would they not release the cause of death? Maybe he committed sausages.
Right.
He helped usher in the Nashville sound that gave country music a more lush feel. Oh, a lot of lushes in country music. Mostly drunks. Trailer trash and drunks, which I'm sure there's a pretty heavy crossover there. Wouldn't you think?
Indeed.
I can just see William Holden would have been good as a redneck because he died with a bottle in his hand.
Right.
He was a great actor, though. I liked William Holden a lot.
That's an unfair stereotype. You know, a lot of rednecks are into meth.
Well, excuse me. Born Lawrence Hankins. Well, I don't want to go through this whole thing. Did you ever hear him, Hank Lachlan?
No.
Please help me, I'm falling. The Lord gave me a good voice and I can still sing, he said in 2001. But you know what? He can't sing no more. Because the Lord works in mysterious ways. The Lord made him dead. The Lord called him home, as they like to say. The Lord called him home. It was his time, or some other stupid trite crap about that, as opposed to just he croaked. He's dead. Yeah. Lord called him home now, and he's up there with all them Marty Robbins and all them other Ewell Gibbons. And not that Ewell Gibbons was a country guy, but he liked to eat the bark off the trees.
He was a woodsy guy. I guess that's right. Like the country.
Like Woodsy Owl. Jimmy Boyd, singer best known for recording the Christmas novelty hit I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus in 1952 when he was 13 years old. Died Saturday, he was 70. Boyd, who was also a child actor, died of cancer at Santa Monica Convalescent Hospital, and Eleanor Pillsbury, a longtime friend. I wonder if she's kin to the Pillsbury Doughboy. You think? We don't see that anymore, do we? I haven't seen that in a long time.
You're right.
Coon's age. Wonder whatever happened. Maybe the Pillsbury Doughboy went bankrupt.
Maybe
like everybody else.
Maybe he got eaten. Maybe they baked him and ate him.
Well, I'll be damned. 3 weeks after Yuletide Kiss and Tell was released, the song was number 1 on the Billboard charts. It sold 2 million records in less than 10 weeks. You got it? I Saw Mommy. Huh?
I don't know. I'm looking.
Kissing Santa Claus. Tens of millions of copies of the much-covered song written by Tommy Connors have been sold over the decades, according to the AllMusic online database. Oh, this goes on forever. This is good. I can read this till midnight. Because there's sure nothing coming in on those emails today. It's going to be a really schwach Tuesday. Wow.
I don't have that.
You don't have that? Oh, and by the way, Barry Jackass sent me the... what's wrong with that fake Barry Jackass? Oh, I got it. Here it is. Here's piano phone lines or whatever. And I deleted it right away. If he's already got it, what the hell would we need to run around looking for it? But that Miss Lewis thing he keeps carrying on about? He's got it.
Okay.
I don't care, quite frankly. If we had it, I'd play it, and we don't have it, I'm not playing it. And I sure can't play it off the internets. God.
No.
Here it is. Here it is. This is it. Good. Yeah, that's what he said this morning. Here it is. God. And then I got this thing. Linda Robertson wrote the most ridiculous ass-sucking column about Red Deer Randy Moller. You see, when you're a play-by-play announcer, when you're a sports voice, you invent your own sayings. You create your own lines for whatever is going on. Your own home run call in baseball, your own goal call in hockey, whatever sport it is. You don't have listeners of radio shows send in lines to use on broadcast. And you don't steal stuff from Rick Jenneret and Mike Lang. You don't do that.
You don't?
No.
Maybe I do.
Well, yeah. Red Deer Randy Moller. And Linda Robertson just gushing and going on and on. Oh, I'll read it. It'll kill some really, really bad time.
Beware of exploding balls.
Do you have to take your daughters to see the new Jonas Brothers movie?
Oh, my God, the Jonas Brothers!
You need the Jonas Brothers Movie Survival Kit. Each survival kit comes with a sleep mask so you don't have to watch, earplugs so you don't have to hear, and a cyanide capsule just in case the mask and plugs don't work.
Oh, my God, the Jonas Brothers!
The Jonas Brothers Movie Survival Kit. You can make it. The film is only 76 minutes long.
Oh, my God, the Jonas Brothers!
Give me those earplugs.
Oh, my God, the Jonas Brothers!
And the cyanide.
Oh, my God!
The Jonas Brothers 3D Concert Experience Survival Kit. It's too late for me. Save yourselves.
10:32 now. This jackass who insists, you're wrong, about the flying MIA.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with flying internationally. I fly international all the time. The little glass room is a secondary screening, which is done by the TSA based on criteria they set up called CAPS to help them flag suspicious behavior. I'm a pretty suspicious guy, wouldn't you think?
Oh, yeah. Look like
the airport from which you depart is not one of the criteria. It's possible that by flying into Fort Lauderdale, then departing Miami, you raised... I didn't do that, okay? This guy's an expert. I flew into Fort Lauderdale and departed from Miami. Wrong. I don't think so. And one time I'm positive I did not, but nevertheless, you raised one of the automatic flags. I guess it must have been just a coincidence that all the other people in that little glass room were also flying international. It must have been just a coincidence. I was flying to Canada. Oh, my God, a foreign country. He must be a terrorist. But had you done the opposite, flown into Miami and out of Fort Lauderdale, you theoretically would have had to undergo the same screening in Fort Lauderdale. But guess what? There is no little glass room in Fort Lauderdale, of which I've flown out of 1,000,000 times. Terminal 4, Terminal 2. This emailer is Terminal. But you can keep sending me these things all day long because you're right and I'm wrong. Wrong. You're wrong. You fly out of Miami all you want, sir. Go right ahead. Have a great time. I'm not going there. I'm not going to MIA again. They make you feel like you're some kind of a hardened criminal, like you've got a bomb attached to your belt. And then they pass around your boarding pass. You know, you try to keep your eye on it because you don't want to lose your boarding pass. And they pass it around like baseball cards. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they're out in the back flipping them. You know,
like a doobie.
Yeah, like that. Just like that. Guido Baldo Del Monte says he looked up the word ass clown in Merriam-Webster's dictionary. He did a word search.
Okay.
The response was, the word you've entered is not in the dictionary.
Oh, well, that's not our fault.
He says, I'd like to officially submit the word to Merriam-Webster online for entry in this year's New Words for 2009. Well, you certainly have our enthusiastic permission and encouragement to do it. Ass clown. Like the guy who's giving me a song to dance about. You know, it's like people in bad marriages or bad relationships. It's the same thing. There are some people who just want to argue for the sake of arguing. That's all they want to do. You say it's day, they say it's night. You say it's black, they say it's white. No matter what it is. You know people like that.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I got on here. Okay, you're right and I'm wrong. I'm going to Miami International right now. I'm flying down there now.
There you go.
And I'm going to fly out of West Palm, really screw them up. Opie and Anthony no longer on K-Rock.
Oh, my God.
Just in from the fake Barry Jackass. It's about time you sent me something that has something to do with something that somebody might care about, Barry, besides that. Oh, I found it. Here it is. Here's phone line. Mention Anna Maria. Oh. You're right what you were saying before the show this morning about these old groupies, these old IOD day groupies.
Sure.
And probably Mr. Radio is all of them. He's probably Larry King and Joey Reynolds and Barry Jackass and all of them. Living in the past.
Who would want
that was compelling radio. Well, you know what? It's 30 freaking years ago. 25, 30 years ago. There is no more compelling radio. We're not allowed to do compelling radio. Then as far as all these losers he's talking about, Steve Kane and all these people you've chased away. Yeah, chased away all the dead people. So I chased away Big Wilson and Bill Calder and Mike Ranieri. Who else? Jim Harper.
Right. The Bird.
The Bird. I chased the Bird away. Well, I did do that.
Right. And then you killed him.
Opie and Anthony have been dropped by New York's 92.3 K-Rock, according to a post on Opie's Twitter page. Oh, I'm so nauseous. Everybody's got to have a MySpace. Then everybody's got to have a Facebook. Now everybody's got to have a Twitter. When does it stop?
It doesn't.
How many more of these do we need?
100.
How many more?
About 30, man.
Yeah. It's official. K-Rock just informed us, says Opie, that our services are no longer needed. Number 2, men 18 to 49. Number 3, men 25-54. This is really bad for our show, period. Later, he added, it's officially over. Extremely bummed. This is not good for our show, period. Period. The duo had been hinting that their future at K-Rock might be in jeopardy for some time now, but fans had remained hopeful that a deal could be reached. Apparently, this was not the case. People are just vanishing from the radio like, what's her name?
Howard!
Yeah, that one. They're just vanishing. They're disappearing. Opie and Anthony, who joined CBS Radio, assumed Howard Stern's former helm nearly 3 years ago at his flagship station, then known as Free FM. The 92.3 Free FM moniker didn't work out well, so in May 2007 it returned as 92.3 K-Rock WXRK. The word today is that 92.3 K-Rock will soon flip the switch again and change to 92.3 now. Oh, now. And then next week it'll be 92.3 then. Also changing will be the format, dropping the rock behind K-Rock and transforming 92.3 and now into a current hit station. Hence the now. See, you following that?
I get it now.
Now. So what's your take on Rihanna? Do you feel sorry for this idiot?
For him or her?
For her. Or
no,
for
not
him?
anymore.
You feel sorry for him?
No. No, well, there's a lot of people defending him, don't you know?
Based on what? Based on the fact that he's a woman beater?
Well, I don't want to quote what some of the people were saying because it's ridiculous.
Like the bitch had it coming?
Like bitch had it coming. She started it.
How do they know?
Well, they're just...
She started what?
That's what his friends are.
You see, you can feel sorry for women who need the man for support, for financial support, whatever. But in her case, she's the superstar.
Right.
She's the one with the big bucks.
Right.
She needs him. Daften Xavier Lochenkopf, okay?
That's right. Like a hole
Needs
in
him
the
like a hole in the head.
Right on.
Oh, but it's love. She wants another shot at love.
And as much as I hate this whole notion that celebrities have to be examples, because they don't, they just have to entertain, parents are supposed to be the examples.
Right.
But having said that, she's setting a bad example.
For everybody.
Right.
You see that one picture there? Her face looked like chopped liver.
Sure.
Just battered her to shreds.
Right.
Oh, but she wants him back. She wants him back.
And he's taking anger management and all that
my anger
crap.
management, my ass.
It's enough to make you want to puke.
It's enough to make him want to fly out of Miami International in that little glass room.
You're wrong.
Oh, I know that. I'm sure of that. I'm sure I'm going to get 100 emails from that same Schmendrick. Over and over and over all day. Here's one that says, I just turned a friend of mine onto the show. She's from Canada. She has a gay brother. Way to go, I'm 33 years in the market. You suck or whatever from Joe Bell. Uh-huh. You suck or whatever.
Probably. You suck and whatever.
I was listening to Paul and Ron this morning, somebody says. This is a Jay from Cooper Pooper City. Paul gave you a compliment by saying you're great at what you do if you consider being a negative, bashing radio talk show host a compliment. Well, what does that mean? Well, I like it, so keep on bashing. If you consider being a negative, bashing radio talk show host a compliment, what does that mean?
I think it was a backhanded compliment is what they're trying to do.
I really don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not the least bit interested in either one of those people. Although they did beat the crap out of Bubba. I got an email about Bubba momentarily. Oh, Mark in Miami, go away. Anybody wants to knock anybody who spends a dime on this station, get lost. Okay, I'm not going to get suckered into that. I'm not going to play that game. Here's one from CT. Check out this video on YouTube. I know you won't open this link, but watch it on your own when you have a chance. Really interested? No, I will not. I'm deleting it right now. I don't have time to potchkey around with emails, with the links, with YouTube videos and all this other crap. I don't have time for it. So you can keep sending them if it makes you feel good. Oh, I sent that to Neil. He'll get a real kick out of it. No, I won't, because I won't look at it. I don't have time to mess with crap. Oh, but it's so great. Okay, great. Well, just like that phone lines thing with the fake Barry jackass. Oh, here it is. I got it. Here it is. It just leaves you speechless, you know?
Yeah, it does. They're out there.
Oh, they're out there.
All over town, all over the place.
All over us, like Stink on Jolly Joe.
Right now.
Oh, God.
I've never seen people so excited about being out on Friday the 13th.
Okay, now it's getting spooky.
Oh, we don't go near any place with spooky, haunted, forbidden, or creepy in the name. This place is like uber creepy.
Yeah.
Creepy. It's creepy.
Do you know what today is? It is not just Friday. It is
Freaky Friday. That's creepy.
Very superstitious.
This place sure is creepy.
Writings on the wall.
It's creepy, but it's very cool.
Well, that was just plain creepy.
It's the creepiest thing I've ever heard.
I'm scared, Daddy. Too scared to even wet my pants.
Scared myself a little.
Mark, that curse is just a lot of silly superstition.
Freak Out Friday.
Still looks kind of creepy.
Friday, heading into the weekend.
Happy Friday.
It's Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
Feeling crazy.
This is everybody's favorite day.
Yeah, this Friday's the 13th. Whoopie-doo. Big deal. When I flew to Vancouver, when we went out there, we flew on Friday the 13th. Did the plane crash?
No.
Any problems?
No.
Did we get a secondary screening at the airport?
No.
I like Friday the 13th.
Why?
It just, I like it. Because it freaks other people out, and it's always been a good day for me.
Really?
Yeah.
You like it?
Very much. Oh, wait.
Maybe I do.
Here comes, and wait till I haven't mentioned this in any of the previous 800 emails about the airport.
Yeah.
Its email address, subject, idiot, JHUHKHUHKUIUI, wee-wee. Jahook. Maybe it's Eddie. Jahook. Yeah.
Baboop, baboop, baboop,
baboop. Maybe that's who that is. Crazy Eddie. Anyway, subject, idiot. You are such a stubborn idiot, it amazes me. About 50% of travel out of MIA is international. Did you see 50% of people going for a secondary screening? Obviously not. In addition, Fort Lauderdale does have an area for secondary screening. They have an area for secondary screening, but not like a little glass room where you feel like you're you're claustrophobic, like you're all jammed in like this little glass room off to the side. And the percentage of travelers selected for secondary screening, which is automatically done by the TSA computer, is just as high at Fort Lauderdale as Miami. Also, the terminal letter Canada uses at MIA is nicer than Fort Lauderdale and has better dining options. Dining and dancing, and I don't go to the airport to eat. Okay, schmuck? 30-something restaurants in that terminal opened in the past year. Terminal is the word. As far as Palm Beach, it overall is the most convenient and pleasant out of the three, but of course has much fewer nonstop options. I don't go to Palm Beach to fly. I don't go to Palm Beach, period. Can you imagine me going to Palm Beach Airport to go anywhere? No. Anyway, I like Fort Lauderdale Airport better. I mean, it's like you're having an argument about what you like, Rocky Road better or vanilla. You like vanilla, I like Rocky Road. That's it. We can exchange emails all day long, go back, which is good. It's killing some good time. Back and forth and back and on and on and on and on. I don't like Miami Airport, period. I don't like it. And it's not because no speaking to English. I mean, that's one of the least problems, although that is starting to bother me a little bit. Last time I looked on the map, and I realized it's only a geographical fact. Miami was in the USA. Speaking English.
You're looking at the wrong map.
You go through that security business at MIA and exactly.
Yeah, you need to look at one of those old colonial maps.
Yeah, that's right.
Where this was listed as Spanish territory. That's the map you ought to be using.
Phil Ark actually agrees with me. To a point. Although he does say, P.S. I was right about the chalk at Gulfstream again. Well, goody gumdrop. I don't play the chalk. Very seldom. Although we did have a chalk double the previous week, but nevertheless, I can't pick the winner every week, okay? I do the best I can, and I'm not going with the chalk every week. Anybody can do that. Oh, here's a 1 to 5. Let's go with that. No, let's beat the chalk. That's handicrapping, beating the chalk. Seeing false favorites. But anyway. Hello, Neil. The TSA people have quotas they have to meet during each shift. For example, one time I overheard one of them say, how many computers do you have? Sure enough, they selected me for the secondary search because I was the only one in line with my computer with me. They don't concern themselves with security or suspicious activity. They just are into meeting an arbitrary quota. 5 blue bags, 6 red bags, 10 computers, etc., etc. How do you like that, Mr. Ishkabibble, Mr. Baboop, whatever your name is? But you keep going back and forth. I'm an idiot. I like Fort Lauderdale Airport better. It's much closer to my house. It's more convenient for me.
Yep.
They speak English there. It is just the whole thing. I don't have any problems there. And just because I'm flying to Toronto or wherever the hell I'm going, I don't have... Although I will say this, they don't have very many direct flights to anywhere out of Fort Lauderdale. Unless you're going to the islands, man. You going to the islands?
No, not recently. Not lately.
They don't like my kind in the islands, man. Jews. Here's one that says, by the way, is this the same idiot? Oh, yeah. You will know if you've been pre-selected for secondary screening. You'll have an SSSS printed on your boarding pass. So if you check in online the night before and you leave and see the SSSS, you know you'll have to go for the secondary screening. And here's an example of a boarding pass, and then he sends me a copy of this. Don't worry, Roger, I won't read your last name. If that's his, I don't know who that might not be his. American Airlines, SSSS. See, the SS, that's what it's all about. It's like a bunch of Nazis just making your life as miserable as they possibly can. SS. Brandon says, I'll have to agree with you. Fort Lauderdale's a million times better than Miami Airport, and not just the airport itself, but just driving in and out of it isn't the nightmare that it is when going to Miami. That's correct. My God, could there be anything simpler than driving into Fort Lauderdale Airport? Could there be anything simpler? Huh?
No.
Simple pimple, man.
Falling off a log.
Miami International. And now when you leave Miami International, getting out of there is like, oh, my God, where are we going here? All these signs are badly designed and steering you in the wrong direction. They're steering it up. Robert says, you don't know me, but you know who I am. Oh, boy. You don't know me, but you know who I am. He's the swimp guy.
The what guy?
Swimp.
I don't understand that.
Well, I'll read the whole thing. Here's the fake Larry King. George had Eric ban my emails because I spoke out against him. Do you approve of the censorship? The fake Larry. Yes.
How?
Yes, the fake Larry and the fake.
How is he able to write
Joey
you
Reynolds
if I banned his email?
All of you are Mr. Radio. You're the same person.
Right.
You're a misfit.
How did
misfit.
I block him? How did I block him?
Effing misfit.
If he's getting through to you, how did I block him?
I don't know. Well, he's using a different email.
I see. Oh, well, in that case.
Yeah, George tells me who to block and who not to block.
That's
George
right.
ain't got nothing to do with my computer, okay? I'll block whoever I want to block. Bob says, you don't know me, but you know who I am. I'm the swimp man from Greenwich, Connecticut, a.k.a. Bend Over and a lifetime Uncle Neil listener. Now, what does that all mean? Can you interpret that for me?
No, I was hoping that you would.
I don't have any idea what he's talking about. I'm sure he doesn't either. I foolishly returned to South Florida for family reasons last week. It took only 3 days for someone to break into my car. I feel so welcome. The thing that puzzles me is this. Why are there approximately 157 sports stations on in South Florida? I don't understand how an area with some of the laziest, dumbest sports fans in the country needs this many sports stations. Not just lazy fans, but empty seats at sporting events. What am I missing? WTF. Don't ever retire, please, says Bob. Retire. Okay. He's the swimp man from Greenwich, Connecticut, a.k.a. Bend Over. They're out there, you're right. They are there. Keep it coming, though. We got a long way to go. We got 3 hours and 6 minutes to kill here. And then Thursday at 11:30, we got that basketball game, the pregame show at 11:30 in the morning. Wow. Now, here's one. This is hysterical. From Confused. Well, wait till you hear this. This could be one of the all-time greats.
I can't wait.
Yeah, Happy Purim. Tyson, who's a real idiot, one of many. Happy Purim, P-U-R-I-U-M. Yeah, Happy Purim to you, too, moron. God. So many dummies in so little time. So many goyim. Ernie says he's confused. You sound so much like Paul Castronovo on 105.9, it's uncanny. I've been listening to both these stations for some time now, and I have to say you both sound identical. Is there any validity to this? No. Or should I just have another drink and say to hell with it, it's driving me and others crazy? Also, George sounds like one of the sidekicks on 105.9 as well. Confused. In other words...
Well, I'm going to go just confess that, we're the same people.
Yeah, just have another drink and we'll straighten out.
Today's economy.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
Today on TMZ.
President Obama campaigned for his economic recovery plan in Fort Myers, Florida.
Last question.
Oh, it's such a blessing to see you, Mr. President. Thank you for taking time out of your day. Oh, gracious God, thank you so much.
You're going to school. What are you studying?
I'm looking to study and majoring in communications, hopefully being a broadcaster or a disc jockey.
That's is unfortunate. What a waste of money.
Today on TMZ.
What a waste of space, that creep from Fort Myers, that punk. That was so embarrassing. And I love the fact we got that bid.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Oh, my God. Oh, so, Baboop is back again. Of course, this will go on all day, no question.
Great.
Also, the Intermodal Center at MIA is under construction with Metro Rail, Tri-Rail, rental cars, etc. You'll be able to take the Metro Rail directly from the airport to the Four Seasons or Mandarin Oriental Hotel on Brickell. Well, guess what? I'm not going to be going to the Four Seasons or the Mandarin Oriental on Brickell, and I live in Broward, okay? My house is in Broward, not on Brickell. This is another one of these schmendricks who thinks everybody is on Brickell. Most of the people I know, most of them, they don't want even to cross into Dade County, much less hang out there, okay? I could be wrong about that. Maybe things have changed dramatically. Maybe everybody of all of a sudden running back to Dade. Are you schlepping back to Dade?
Just now.
I'm not talking about for work. I'm talking about like...
Oh, to move, to live?
Not to live or to move, but just to hang out.
No.
Oh. Not even on Brickell?
How much are you paying me?
You can take the Metro Rail.
You sending a limo?
God almighty. I'm convinced that some of these people, I mean, I don't want to knock Dade County too much because there's some nice people there. We have some audience there, 5 or 10. But give me a break. Jason says, hats off to George. I was lucky enough to get tickets to a pre-opening day showing of Watchmen and was really excited. I wanted to like it very much, but the more it went on, the more I realized the movie just didn't do it for me.
Likewise, I wanted to like it.
It's about 45 minutes too long, and the folks who said that this story would be difficult to translate to the screen were correct. How do you like that?
Absolutely correct.
It didn't help that we got to the theater 30 minutes before the movie started. It was already packed, so we had to sit in the second row. I didn't hate it as much as George did, but I certainly didn't like it as much as I wanted to. Watchmen. Any thoughts? Your thoughts?
I'm going to take a beating for hating it, but what else?
Your thoughts on that nifty Miami airport? I bet you if we took a poll on that, I don't know. We could take that poll one day. Which airport do you like best in South Florida? Palm Beach, Miami International, or Fort Lauderdale-Hollywood? Which one do you like flying in and out of best? In and out. Adrian, who obviously needs some serious assistance. Serious, Adrian. Yesterday you mentioned an article called The Godfather Wars. Being an obsessed fan of Godfather, I was compelled to read it. I think you should read it on the air, even though it is rather lengthy. 23 pages? I've attached a copy of the article for your review, as if I don't already have it. Please read it as you have a stellar voice for bedtime stories. Regards, Adrian. Adrian. I mean, you've got to be kidding me. 23 pages of cockery about The Godfather. Enough with The Godfather already, okay? Nobody loves Godfather more than I do, and have for a long, long time. But, genug.
Yeah.
You agree?
Well, I mean, we can revisit it.
I'm not saying we're never going to talk about it again, but Jesus, God, 23-page story?
Yeah, no.
It's from Vanity Fair. Go buy the magazine if you want to read it. Go online.
I'd rather hear you read crank emails.
Yeah, I have a wonderful voice for, You don't like anything. You're just sour. I don't blame you.
Like you.
Here's one that said, you can say that again. When you're working for these grave-robbing bastards, you bet. I also prefer Fort Lauderdale Airport, says Todd. At 6 in the morning, the day after the NHL lockout, Mike Keenan almost ran over my entire family in his haste to get out of town, so I have very fond memories there. Isn't that amusing? Todd. So sad. And here's again the fake Larry King with the Lester Green shirt. Back and forth and on and on. Boring. Delete. Boring. Naked eye spies not enough skin.
Say what now?
Well, it's from Brandon. It might be worth reading, okay? Let me print it out. Oh, no, don't do that. Read it off the monitor. No, I will not. All these people with all their instructions. Do this. Sorry, here's the full article. 21 pages should kill some good time. Don't you agree? No, I do not. I do not agree.
Wow.
I just deleted it again, Adrian. The same Adrian. Don't you agree? No. If I have to sit here and read the damn Chinese phone book, I'll do it before I'm going to read the damn 23-page article about the Godfather. That was up 242 points. Should be a really stellar day. It was a real happy day yesterday for a while, and then I realized all of a sudden my life is just vanishing before my eyes. Maybe not my life, just my money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here comes the bunny, and there goes my money.
They kind of go hand in hand, don't they?
Yeah. Everybody's got their hand out. Everybody wants to be a good-time Charlie at my expense. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take like a mattress. I don't think they'll let you put a mattress on the street corner.
Probably not.
Or some warm, I don't know, big warm overcoat.
Like a sleeping bag?
The sleeping bag would be good. And kind of like stake out a corner of my own.
There you go.
Yeah.
Second job, panhandling?
No, first job.
Oh, okay.
An only job, panhandling. Sure as hell beats these bastards. That one email I got there at the beginning of the show, that was the all-time, well, not the all-time best. It was spot on, though. It had a spot on it, like this shirt. Oh, and guess where we had lunch yesterday to celebrate Paco getting his G2 license?
Red Lobster.
Yes.
Wow.
What a good guess. Boy, George's psychic abilities today are... What?
No hinting or nothing.
No. And guess what I had for dessert? That chocolate wave. Oh, boy. Not for diabetics, but nevertheless. What a way to go. That is outstanding. And even he, who had eaten way more than he should have, I mean, just enough for two people, even he took a fork and started, like, digging into my chocolate wave. And I wanted to say, hey, get your fork out of here, out of my, stuff. Well,
get the fork out of here?
Yeah. I didn't do it. Well, it was his big celebratory day, He got his,
That's fine.
Now he's a driver. Of course, here in Toronto, everybody's a driver. All these crazy, smelly Chinaman, everybody's a driver. Punjabi, they're all driving. Every Indian guy drives a limo, airport limo. Every one of them. Pakis and Indians. Those, not the real long limos, but make-believe stunt limo.
I see.
Tourist John Harrison was evicted from a Mossman nudist resort after a barrel argument with the owner for not showing enough skin.
A what man?
You want me to read it again?
Mossman?
A Mossman nudist resort.
And hopefully you're going to tell us what that is, right?
I don't know.
There's more to this.
Well, let me do it. Mr. Harrison and his wife Lynn from the Gold Coast. Is this an Australian thing or something? I don't know what this is from. Brandon says it's an interesting story. He just doesn't tell me where or what or whatever.
Well, maybe he'll follow up.
Mr. Harrison and his wife Lynn from the Gold Coast arrived at the White Cockatoo on Sunday for a week's stay at the month-long sex party. The Harrison's 7 days of fun were cut short on Tuesday night after an argument with owner Tony Fox led to their eviction. Mr. Fox believed Mr. Harrison's decision to wear clothing while waiting for his wife to get dressed before going out to dinner was disrespectful to bare-bummed guests. Well, when it says bum, that this is a
Brit or something.
Brit or Aussie kind of crap. Some Brit-related garbage. Bare-bummed guests. Oh, you British people are so silly. You're silly. Too many. Of course, it would have been silly if it weren't for all this suffering of all the people in India and South Africa and Australia and all over the world that the Brits dished out. Oh, it's Falkland Islands, Las Malvinas. That's the last great British stand. And, of course, the U.S. was in, where was it? Not Canary Islands. Where was it?
I don't know.
Grenada.
Oh, that's right.
Same thing. After an entire argument erupted, Mr. Fox gave Mr. Harrison his marching orders, having his staff pack their bags and put them at reception while they were at dinner. Mr. Harrison, 55, said he was told to leave after the argument. Mr. Fox asked me why I was dressed in front of other people, claimed it was disrespectful. He then stormed away and said, "Stop being an F-head." Mr. Fox said Mr. Harrison threatened to punch him and claimed he was entitled to evacuate guests who used such behavior, spelled I-O-U-R. Oh, how British. The four females and myself and everybody else, everybody without exception, were nude and walked up with a beer in his hand, fully clothed, Mr. Harrison said. Any guest in my property threatening the host behind my back will be evicted. No host would tolerate that kind of behavior. On the White Cockatoo website, clothing is optional for the month of debauchery. Police were called to the resort that night. Mrs. Harrison was escorted to a room to claim her purse, which was not in her bags. Police are not investigating the matter. They're not investigating. Well, thank God. In Moss Man.
Wow.
Do you know the Moss Man?
No, I don't.
I know the Boss Man.
Bruce?
No, God, no.
Not that one?
Oh, here's one. What did you eat that's edible at Red Lobster? I love the Red Lobsters. What is it? I know the Red Lobsters are better. That's correct. There's one good one. I don't know. Maybe it's the only good one in town. It's good. I had the clam chowder, which is outstanding, and I had the stuffed mushrooms with crab meat, and I had that great dessert. That's what I had. And it was great. Oh, no, you're wrong, Neil, as usual. Like always, you're wrong. You're consistent. You're always wrong. Okay. I mean, why would I make that up? Do I have stock in Red Lobster or whatever the company is that own them? Why would I make that up? Just to be a bastard?
Right.
Just to be wrong
Don't
as
they
usual?
know you hate everything?
Yeah.
Well, here we go again.
Good God Almighty! What a humongous penis! Wow!
to hop inside my company car. I got the pictures, the tax, and ink out of my hand. I'm gonna make you a radio star. I'm Walter Sabo, baby. I can do anything I want to do. I'm your consultant woman, and I'm gonna be consulting you on giving bad goals, on a crap show, and a formula that's got to bore ya. I've got the power to mold and control you. Whoa, you know I do. Well, I'll have a way to get you your own show at a station down in Hollywood. And I don't care if your ratings are low, just as long as you can stroke me good. I'm Walter Sabo, baby, and you'll do anything I want you to. I'm your consultant woman. Spread your legs when I desire you. I'm gonna bone ya and own ya. So a dumb slob can't get a real job. That's why I'm a consultant, 'cause I'm just an ass.
Clown.
Yeah, real ass clown if there ever was one, Walter Sabo. Boy, what a jerk. He killed Jerry Williams, put him in his grave. We'll never forgive you for that, Walter. How come we haven't been hearing from the fake Walter Sabo?
Any minute now, I'm sure.
It would seem to me that him and the fake Greg Budell are like probably sitting on the same chair at the same time right now. Oh, yeah.
In the same skin.
Yes. In the same foreskin. So, baboop, 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 wee-wee is back. By the way, if you took a poll overall, I would vote Palm Beach first. Fort Lauderdale, Miami tied for second. The reason is that in Miami, 75% of the traffic is going on American Airlines or their partners, and their terminal is under temporary construction, a mess right now till next year. Yeah, American Airlines, forget it. Not for me. However, if you're among the other 25% on Air Canada, Lufthansa, Swiss, etc., then you use the new terminal at Miami, which is the best in South Florida. Wrong. Terminal H. That's where I went through the last time, and believe you me, never again. You can't, and nobody can find you. You can't find them. It's just like, where is everybody? One of the best in the country, he says. Baboop, baboop. The Spirit Airlines terminal at Fort Lauderdale is the worst. If you're talking about Terminal 4, that is correct. The worst. It is terminal. Terminal. 6,000 flights out of a terminal that's about the size of a phone booth. And they're all going to the islands, man. Oh, Air Canada used to fly out of there, and boy... That's why I tried Miami a couple of times, because I was so disenchanted with Terminal 4. But now it's Terminal 2 at Miami at Fort Lauderdale, whatever it is. He just wants to continue this all freaking day, on and on and on. Don't you find it captivating?
Yeah. Riveting.
Compelling, as Mr. Radio would say. It's compelling. If I was in charge of WQM for 1 hour, I would fire Joyce 188. 168. See, it's that chocolate wave dessert yesterday. That's what my eyes are like.
Oh.
Rolling around in my head. Hire Randy Rhodes, 133. Put Neil on for 8 hours a day, 125. Fix the damn signal, 110. Rehire Hank Goldberg, 105. Change to a non-sports talk format, 80. Give George his own show, 72. Hire Suds Coleman, 67. Send everybody home and padlock the door, 39. Fire Joe Bell, 33. Fire the Big O, 18. Change to an all-music format, 10. Get rid of all the Dolphin games, 8. Out of 968 votes. When we get to 1,000, I'll switch to the other. I'll swish it. Can I swish it?
Yes.
Okay, here's this Kathy email about Bubba. It says, Bubba Love Sponge report unless somebody beats me to it. Nobody beats you to it, Kathy, because evidently nobody is. We don't have a lot of crossover with us and Bubba. We get very little feedback about that child. Bubba's been crying on the air about coming in 22nd in the ratings in South Florida, specifically that they don't know how to get through to the Hispanic listeners. Someone with professional sounding recording equipment and a female announcer sent Bubba a bunch of rejoins in Spanish. Now, this all could have been an act. He really did know what they all said, or it could have just been an inside job, but he gets on there and starts playing them while saying what he doesn't know what any of them say. However, he's just thrilled that somebody went to the time and trouble to make these up and send them to him. He plays them all, even though I don't know enough Spanish. There are mentions of being big and fat, of taking a kid to kart races that don't seem positive, and something about Castro, which Bubba says, that's good, isn't it? Which is almost never good when you're trying to attract Cubans. Finally, a young woman calls in and tells him what they really mean. That's a shame that someone like Bubba can be an American citizen, but not some of us, that he's so dumb he actually thinks that go-kart racing with his son is interesting radio, and then he makes Castro seem like a teddy bear, among other things. I have to really admit I got a laugh out of the idea that he might have been punked in this way, but Christ on a bike. I didn't finish my broadcasting degree for lack of money, but even I know you don't play something on the air in a language you don't understand unvetted. Good work, Mike Disney. Can we have our music in the morning back now? Asked Kathy. I'm sure you can't.
Right.
Although Joyce is working on it. Now, let's see. He's on in, what station is he on? Fort Myers? That Joyce is giving him all kinds of grief?
Yeah, I do believe that's the one.
Fort Myers. Wonder how long that's going to last. Because I know I sure as hell would sacrifice all the other major markets that he's on in for Fort Myers. Who wouldn't want to be on the air over there in Fort Myers? Maybe even baboop, baboop, baboop. Blade Runner says George was about to explain why he didn't like Watchmen before you started talking over him. Well, I didn't realize I was talking over you, but...
No, I didn't realize that either. I didn't think we were actually going to talk about it. It was way too fat. It was way too long. It was a bad story, poorly told. With all due respect to the people that liked the comic. And for more than one of those people, even them, that no, the movie did a crappy job translating the comic. Not that that makes it good or bad or otherwise. It was just a bad, boring movie.
I thought I let you say that the first time. Oh, I'm talking over you again.
Yeah, there you go. With a few, interesting, and entertaining moments within it, but certainly not worth, 2 hours and 50 minutes and the $8 that it cost to go there. Although, big blue penis.
Well, what does that mean?
Some of you might like the fact that there was a big blue penis a lot. And not just big and blue, but glowing with sparklies around it.
Oh, boy. What excitement.
Yeah, my wife might go see it just because of that.
So, in closing on that subject, let me ask you one thing.
You like it?
Yes. I mean, I interrupted you before you told us why. I think you said it was boring
I think
long,
I did. I think I did say that.
Ponderous. And like that.
Yeah.
Anthony in Tamarack says, oh, this is so sad. This is so sad. You know, I think that one word describes so many of the emails that we get on this crap.
Sad?
Sad. Reminds me of that song by the Everly Brothers, So Sad. Remember that song? You got it?
I might.
So sad when good love goes bad, or something like that. Don and Phil, the Everly Brothers, still nobody has told us who had the more manly penis.
Was it blue? Did it glow?
It glowed and sparkled, yeah.
Yeah.
And they both had the same one, is what I understand.
Let's talk. Did they share it? Did they take turns with it?
They buried it. I don't know if they shared it. So sad is right. Morbid. I think I'm going to be joicing during this next break. I'm not sure.
It's going on all over.
While listening yesterday, says Anthony in Tamarack, I heard you play part of a show where the bird was getting ripped a new one by a young mail caller. I've listened to you whenever I could since 1994. Always wondered about the bird. Was he so boring that callers would berate him to shut his beak? Was he an ass clown, or was he just an idiot? Just wanted to know more about the guy, because in those few moments you played that bit, he did not seem cut out for radio. Have a great week, Anthony in Tamarack. Well, what does that mean, didn't seem cut out for radio?
I don't know what that means. He's talking about the bird, I imagine.
He was fine on Zeta. He did a good job on the Zeta show, and he was it was my fault schlepping him along to IOD. Because you know me, I support the whole universe.
I remember you telling the story at the time, and he put some pressure on you, and you're an old softy and a nice guy and didn't want to leave him without a job.
He didn't put any pressure on me.
To go to IOD with you?
No.
Okay.
Not that I recall. I don't remember that. It was my idea.
You said he laid a guilt trip on you.
Get out of here. Get out of here, Meg.
Okay, I just made all that up.
Boy, Johnny Dark's going to be on your ass.
Oh, Neil.
You're listening to Neil Rogers.
Holy Mackinac! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and you're listening to the Hockey Authority, Neil God.
Rooster Choo-Choo is back, of course.
Of course.
Spewing more ventum.
Of course.
Miami has changed a lot. In fact, in this recession, property values and tax revenues in Miami-Dade have decreased, but not to the same extremes as other places because of the access to European and Latin American markets. Are you listening, Georgie boy? I bet your Cuban brothers and sisters in Kendall are probably maintaining their home's value a lot better than the dump you call a home in Hollywood. Check out what the value of Miami condo near the water is going for versus the ones in Broward. As much as the Marlins Stadium causes spasms in people, it shows Miami's financial and marketing superiority over Broward. The Panther decline began exactly when they moved to Sunrise. Is that a coincidence? I think not. While construction has stopped all over the country, it continues here. Believe me, I know I'm in the business. Hey, Georgie boy, your stupid Flight of the Conchords are playing at Bank United Center in Coral Gables April 7th. Are you going, or are you too scared of getting mugged in Dade? Wussy. It's Wussy with a P. You scared of getting mugged in Dade?
No, I'm not.
No. Remember I just mentioned yesterday it would be a good poll about your favorite discontinued product? I didn't say we were doing the poll. But Ben Mia says was working, could not email. Ben, whatever, Ben. But the product I miss most is knee-high orange soda from Ben. I was never crazy about orange soda, although I did like Orange Crush. They still make that.
Yep.
I never find Diet Orange Crush, though. You ever crush it?
No.
I think I'm going to do the break a tad early because once I get into this thing, Linda Robertson in the Herald writes an article that is so unctuous and so... It's the epitome of what South Florida is all about. Randy Moller's goal calls catching on by Linda Robertson in today's Miami Herald. Absolutely, positively unacceptable. And this reminds me of Bow Wow Peacow Kick. What was that broad's name that wound up going to Washington?
Rachel Alexander.
Rachel Alexander. What a memory George has got, huh? Now it's up 265 points. Aren't you thrilled?
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty excited about it. Red Deer Randy Moller. Just, you can take dog poop in South Florida and make it into a big hit. Oh, that's the best smelling dog poop that's the most delicious dog poop I ever had for lunch. Like that. I mean, look at this show. The fact that after what they've done to it, we still have any audience left, that's a tribute to something. I don't know what it is. The fact that after we've been joiced and we've been hanked and we've been humpered and just, we still got something.
What?
Not much. 981 votes on the poll. Don't let me forget, when we get to 1,000, I might change it. Or not, as the case may be.
You're listening to Neil Rogers.
Well, here we go again.
Oh, my God. If you play Hank Goldberg again, I'm going to fucking throw up.
Hi, kids. I'm Alex Rodriguez. I'm here to tell you to stay off steroids and other performance-enhancing drugs because they will destroy your career and life. Just look at me. I'm the richest man in baseball, and I nail Madonna. Okay, maybe I'm a bad example, but at least I didn't sleep with Mindy McCready when she was 15, right, Clemens? Yeah! Who's the man? Yeah! Remember, kids, steroids bad for you, etc., etc. Hey, somebody bring my limo around. I have to go not write an alimony check. It's good to be A-Rod.
11:42 at 560 WQAM. A-Fraud, A-Royd, whatever. I don't really care about him. I don't care about Rihanna. I don't care about Chris Brown. I don't care about any of these people. Do you?
No.
Good. Let's start caring about us.
Right on.
The Beast says Rachel Alexander is now Rachel Nichols, and she's one of ESPN's main reporters. She makes me nauseous and looks like the Wicked Witch of the West. Boy, if she makes the Beast nauseous, she must be really witchy woman. Rachel Alexander. Bow Wow Peacow Kick. Oh, boy. I mean, that's the epitome of what South Florida is all about. No, this is the epitome. Oh, but before we get to this is even better. And now some people probably would wonder, including you, why do you read this crap? Why don't you just Schmidt can it? Because I think that it's worth sharing with the audience so that you get a taste, you get an idea of what the input we get on these emails.
Okay.
I'll give you one guess who this next email is from.
I don't know, the fake something or other.
No. Well, he probably is. Mr.
Radio.
Oh, what a good guess. Subject, the bird. I want you to listen to this.
Okay.
And see if you can keep your sanity as I'm reading it.
All right.
Love the bird. Do you remember how he started with you on WINZ? You had just moved from nights to middays. Glenn worked on the FM side, Gloves 94. First of all, Love 94 had nothing to do with WINZ. The FM side there was I-95 when he did not work there. He had worked at Love 94. So, again, Mr. Radio, Mr. Expert, he's trying to refresh my memory. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He worked on the FM side, Love 94. Wrong. He was working in some capacity with the Daffy, the news department, and the Tea Lady. Do you understand what that means? We had Taffy McCallum. I used to call her Daffy McCallum, which he did not work with her. He would bring in the mail and started chiming in on the air. You guys had great chemistry on the air. His laugh was infectious, and it was truly on-air magic between the two of you. It was on-air magic. This is a lunatic, this person. Do you remember your last show on WINZ? You had Stan J. Michaels in the studios. Elvis Jr. called in. Very funny cast-off song. It was a parody of I Did It My Way. Do you remember any of this? I don't remember most of it because most of it you fabricated, made up in your sick mind. He was on Love 94, the FM side of INZ. The year you were on Zeta in the early days of WID was some of the most, guess what word we have coming here?
Scintillating?
Some of the most compelling radio I've ever heard. He is easily compelled. Maybe the Spirit of Christ compels him to write this swill. The bird was a big part of this. I assume it ended the way it did. It's a shame it ended the way it did. It's the same. ASS-ASAME. Mr. Radio. I confess my mistake bringing him over to IOD. We didn't need two people on that show. It wasn't an FM show. And contrary to what you say, he was fine on the Zeta show. He did a good job.
What did I ever say different?
I don't know. When you just relax.
How you just make stuff up?
Can you believe? Well, I make stuff up. How do you like this email from? This is the self-proclaimed expert. This is the man who's the expert on South Florida radio. He knows it all. He knows when everybody farted, what time it was, how many seconds it took, what they had for breakfast, yada yada yada.
Well, here's something that you, I'm sure, remember.
Yes.
He had his own personal little fan club that you hated because they would rip you when he was on, and that's all that went on when you took days off and little vacations, and they loved him because of that, because you had banned them from the show, and he was their gateway back on to the show.
Just like Joey would not only let those people back on here, he would encourage them.
That this is one of those characters, whoever Mr. Radio is one of his little cadre there that would rip you an ass behind your back when he was hosting, and you were
This is a crazy person. He was working in some capacity with the Daffy, the news department, and the Tea Lady.
I'm sure he just missed a word there.
The Daffy, the news department, and the Tea Lady? What does that mean? I don't even understand what the hell those words mean. They're words on a page. Words on a freaking page, Mr. Radio. He was on the FM side, Love 94. Wrong. Guy Gannett owned WINZ and I-95 in those days, which later became Zeta, and had nothing to do with Love 94, but nevertheless. Oh, no, you're wrong. Here's an article from Jack Cafferty. He says the Republican Party is becoming a cartoon. Where to start? He goes on about Bobby Jindal and Sarah Palin and this one and that one and yada, 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 and Michael Steele and Bush Bing Bang, and on it goes. Quite frankly, I don't have time to waste with the Republican Party, and neither does most of the rest of America. Here's one. What's your take on Tom Brady getting married? What an idiot. Alex Rodriguez. Those are the words on this email. What's your take on Tom Brady getting married? What an idiot. Alex Rodriguez.
There you
understand that?
I guess we're supposed to pretend that that's Alex Rodriguez saying that? Is that what that's supposed to mean?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm reaching over here. I'm just taking a wild, swing.
I mean, I'm looking at the words on the page. It says, what an idiot, exclamation point, then it says Alex Rodriguez. What's my take on Tom Brady getting married? What do I care? What is that going to do? What is that going to do for me, to me?
Now he's not going to have sex with you.
Oh.
Where there was a chance before.
Damn it. Oh, Jimmy Dworsky, I don't mean to be depressing again, but, and then he goes on, oh, geez, I sure hope this isn't depressing, Jimmy D. God. Wouldn't you hate it if it... I mean, people are out of work. We're in a depression worldwide. People can't find two nickels to rub together or anything else. The last thing we want is depressing. We want uplifting like Mr. Radio.
Yeah.
It was compelling. That was a compelling email. Compelling email. I was compelled to read it.
It was great.
It was a series of Misstatement. Do you remember this? Well, obviously you don't, because you got it all wrong.
Maybe you're wrong. Maybe you're just senile.
I don't remember what he was doing, Glenn, in the building at that time. He did bring in the mail. He did like odd stuff around the building, which, in his case, odd was the word. But he did stuff, and he would bring in the mail, which in those days I used to get like a ton of mail, back when we had an audience on the station with a signal. When I was doing middays, and it's true. And then every now and then he would come in and he would invite himself to sit down, and and open the mic, and we would bop like that, and it was fine. We had fun. I have no negative things to say about that, or the Zeta experience. Zeta was great. I would say the Zeta show in the morning with him and Caprita, that was the best year of radio I've did in the 33 years.
You've often said.
Now, maybe Mr. Radio would disagree with that, but it was compelling. It was sure compelling. And all these people that carry on about IOD and about Phil and the Rick and Suds and me and Randy, I think that their memory may be a little bit deficient. We had a lot of good moments there, but I don't think it was nearly as compelling as some of these people would have us believe. It was a good lineup. I mean, there were a lot of strong personalities in that lineup, but I don't think it was as compelling as some would believe. Do you? Well, think about it.
See, I didn't listen, listen,
Well, what do you mean? Oh, so in other words, George is now admitting that when he was board-opping the show, just like now, he wasn't listening.
Oh, are you talking about, I thought you were talking about the bird stuff.
No. I'm talking about the IOD days with Phil and Rick and Suds and yours truly and Randy, that everybody's always going, oh, my God, those were...
Yeah, no, those were great.
They were great?
Great. For 12 hours a day, one show referring to the other show and all this overlapping crossover
just like
audience. Yeah,
just like
exactly. This ongoing soap opera and people, playing tricks on each other or helping each other out. And just it was a lot of overlapping shows and a lot of overlapping audiences. The producers were always helping each other out.
The Dow's up 256, by the way. Aren't you excited? Aren't you thrilled?
I am. I'm twisting them right now.
It's getting close to 7,000 again, almost up to half of what it was a few weeks ago when it was 14,000. Here comes the bunny, and there goes your money. Haven't heard from Maria B in a little while.
We'll give her.
I'm really shocked that we haven't heard from her today with the Dow being up so much. Making all of this big money. Car dealers are going broke. Newspapers are going out of business. TV stations are laying everybody off. Radio stations are all going bust. And Jimmy Dworsky says, I don't mean to be depressing again. Well, no, stop being depressing. But I feel I need to comment on this. Last night I went to downtown Miami for the first time in years, and I simply couldn't believe the homeless problem. But you ought to come here to Toronto, man. You talk about embarrassing. And this is a place where we have winters, nasty winters like this past winter, nasty winters. And the homeless, it's a disgrace. On my way to the Heat game, I slowly passed block after block of people living on the sidewalk, and it broke my heart. There is just no excuse for it in this country. These people were living on sidewalks just a block away from multi-million-dollar condos, and here I was going to watch a bunch of millionaires toss a ball around. How do you like that? The reality of the situation suddenly hit me very hard, and today I find myself trying to make sense of it all, wondering what I can do to help. Is it a futile effort, or does it make a small difference really matter? Did you hand out any 20s to the people sleeping on the corner there? You say, here's some change, mister. Have a good day. Go get yourself a warm meal or something.
That'd be a new one.
When I got to work this morning, I read online that someone bought Octomom a brand new house. And after what I saw last night, this news made me want to punch a hole in the TV screen. I really hope we get our priorities straight in this country. No, we never will. We never will, Jimmy D. We never will. Because all we care about is celebrities and athletes and famous people. That's all we care about. Take care, and sorry for the less than uplifting comments. No, I think it was very appropriate. P.S. If George thinks Watchmen was long, the DVD will have an extra hour. I watched the animated comic on DVD, and although I love the story, it was over 5.5 hours long.
Wow.
5.5 hours long. That's longer than Once Upon a Time in America.
Yeah.
The best part is that the voices are all done by the same guy, so whenever a female of minority is speaking, it's downright hilarious. And Dr. Manhattan gives the term blue balls a whole new meaning. Well, evidently he liked it.
A lot of people did.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy D,
I'm not one of them.
I wonder how he could afford to go out there and buy the DVD when people are starving.
Maybe he stole it.
Living on the sidewalks. What? No, I don't think he stole it. You saying Jimmy D is a thief?
I'm just suggesting that maybe.
You said he stole it?
Maybe he's a pirate like me.
Maybe he's wearing a mink stole while all those people are living on the sidewalk. I don't know what to do about it.
I think you had a good idea.
We got 1,007 votes on the poll. You forgot to remind me. Change the poll.
Oh, yeah. Hey, change the poll.
Change the poll. Let me print that one out. Poll switch. We got another one up there ready to go. Oh, this ties right in with Jimmy D's email. Right now, my employment status is have a job but dissatisfied with it. Have a job, happy with it, thank you. This is Charlie B. Charlie B is back with polls, but no happy anniversary, by the way. Have a job but had to take a pay cut. I guess that's me. Okay. Have a job, got a pay raise. Well, that's George who got a pay raise before he got a pay cut.
Psych.
No job but looking, no job and have given up looking. No job, but my significant other is supporting me. No job, living with my parents. No job, living off my unemployment. Those are the choices there. As we're in this deep, deep, dank depression. The neocon depression. Let's pour a whole lot more money into Iraq. That's what I say.
Sure, that'll fix everything.
Big O at 2, Mad Dog at Shula's at 4, Dolphin tonight at 7 when all the radios in town go elsewhere, and DA 8 to 11. Poor DA. You say he's a good guy, huh? I feel bad for him.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
I feel so sorry for DA. Here's the final tally on that other turd burger poll. It was okay. If I was in charge of WQAM for 1 hour, I would fire Joyce, 175. Hire Randy Rhodes, 136. She's off the air. Let me put it to this way. I have no idea what the real story is there with that Nova M and that whole deal, but she tends to be, at least this is my take, her own worst enemy. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
But what do I know? Put Neil on for 8 hours a day. 131 crazy people said that. Fix the damn signal, 114. Rehire Hank Goldberg, 110, the humper. The thumper. Change to a non-sports talk format, 82. Give George his own show, 75. Hire Suds Coleman, 71. Send everybody home and padlock the door, 41. Fire Joe Bell, 34. Fire the big O, 19. Change to an all-music format, 11. And get rid of those Dolphin games, 8 out of 1,007 vote.
This is Brady Quinn. Whenever I shave my balls, I listen to the Neil Rogers 12 to 1 hour.
This is the amazing Gilbert. George, I did not appreciate it a few years ago when Jeff called a pizza off, called my house, and he had permission from Neil to call his show that day, and you hung up on me. If you think you and your management are going to get away with that banning policy, you have another guest coming. You thought that I was stubborn, stupid?
Yes.
You know, and it's not right when you have that little Joey there, and he doesn't talk, and he never called a sports wine show, and you're not going to get away with that banning policy.
Oh, yeah, we are. You're banned, Gilbert. The Dow's up 310 points. I just decided he's banned.
Yeah.
George told me, ban Gilbert.
That's what, yeah. And even though you said that he could call, I keep hanging up on him.
Right.
And I blocked his email.
And ban Stormy while you're at it, too. Stormcat. Yeah. Hey, Storm. Hey, Storm. I'm sorry. It rubs me the wrong way.
Listen, you're really going to like it when they give him his own show.
Like sandpaper on my...
Rectum.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up 2 to 4 as Stormy.
It's going to be called Storm Chat.
All right. Chalk went up for Little George, even though he hated that movie Watchmen. We're not getting a lot of response on that, and a lot of emails on Watchmen.
It could have been good, but that's, the same can be said about a lot of movies.
I'm sure there must be somebody out there who liked it a lot, besides Jimmy D.
A lot of people liked it a lot. Oh, man, you didn't like that movie, but what about the this? What about the that? And it's just long,
what about the this
boring.
And the
that? There were a few moments of entertainment in it, but way too few.
Now, wait a minute. What does that say on the schedule tomorrow? Possible hurricane hotline. What does that mean?
The high school show.
A high school show?
That might be a carryover. I don't know what that means. There's no time for it. For when
Wednesday,
it might happen.
Possible hurricane hotline. I don't know what that means.
I'm sure someone will know.
I'm sure the audience is on the edge of their seats, with their Crayolas out, checking the schedule. We probably got, just like people that keep score at ball games.
Right.
When I was a kid, I used to do that. I used to keep score at the baseball games. I'd listen to them on the radio, and I'd have my score book, and it's stupid, You're a kid.
Wow.
But adults, hurricane hotline? You got to be kidding me. And Thursday, 11:30 in the morning, we got hurricane warm-up.
Oh!
Followed at noon by UM and Virginia Tech, the ACC tourney. And if by some stretch of the imagination the Canes win that game, we do the same thing again on Friday if UM wins. Oh, Thursday and Friday, hour-and-a-half shows.
Woo! Wait 1 moment.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What?
Let me ask you this question.
What?
Now, Thursday we can move around, and we already have decided we'll do the Neil deal at 11 o'clock instead of noon.
Yes.
Friday, we've got the Puka Pony contest.
Ah. Oh, you're right.
And we can't move the second race at Gulfstream or any other race because it's at 1:44 p.m. post time.
Correct.
It is now post time. The great Freddie Capicella at Hialeah Park. It is now post time. That's all when he woke up in the morning, he used to say that. It's now post time. That's what they on his deathbed. His last words were,
I'm dying over here.
Or it is now post time, something like that. So what are we going to do about that, huh, Clarence? Huh, Flea?
Do they race on any other days?
What kind of a question is that?
Stupid one, obviously, but, you know. That's what I'm here for. For example, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Then maybe
do they race tomorrow? I would assume so.
So we
I
could
don't
possibly
know what
move it
the
up for
schedule
tomorrow, or you could pick the pony for Friday, and then we just can't carry it, which sounds stupid. I like the idea of moving it to tomorrow better.
Boy, you are just an agent provocateur of the worst sort.
That's what I'm here for.
That's what the fake Larry King told me.
Uh-huh.
Long time ago.
Sure. And I had the bird fired,
I said, what do you think about George? And he said...
He's an agent provocateur.
Sure.
Dick Fatherly. I wonder if he's dead.
I think he is. Did we discuss that?
I don't know. Now, who the hell was he? I'm trying to remember who he was. He was obviously a radio guy with a voice like that, but I don't remember who the hell he was, Dick Fatherly. I remember Dick Motherly. You don't remember who it was? You're probably Googling it.
I'm Googling it, sure.
I don't think you'll find it.
I'm not finding a whole lot either.
No. Oh. You can really tell you're obscure when you Google and you find nothing. Like Joey Carr, remember that? And then Humper called in to say he died a year ago?
Right.
Humper did not give us that 2-horse from Nick Zito on Friday, but nevertheless, we'll forgive him. You're forgiven, Humper. All is forgiven. Please come home. Please. It's really amazing. Mandich was so great, 2-4, and Hank was rock solid, 4-7. But oh no, we don't want to pay him that money. How about a 50% pay cut? How about a 2/3 pay cut? How about a 100% pay cut? Because Joe Bell hated him like poison. He hates me too, but he pretends he doesn't. Hates me like poison.
Probably.
The B says Hurricane Hotline might move to Wednesday night because UM has an event Thursday night. Oh well, who cares? They're so busy. They're like Paco. They're busy. He's busy now. You know what he's busy doing?
Sleeping?
Good guess. Well, you're 2 for 2 today.
Wow.
Between that and Mr. Radio, whatever the other one was.
I don't know. I get lucky.
Oh, no, you came up with Red Lobster.
That's right.
I get more grief. I shouldn't even admit that we ate there, but it was good. I have no problem with Red Lobster here. I'm not saying that they have all that diverse of a menu.
Look, it's not like...
that thing. What?
Like if someone would accuse you of lying on behalf of Red Lobster, like what?
No,
to what
I always
end?
hated Red Lobster.
Right.
I despised it. Based on my experiences in South Florida, but nevertheless.
I mean, you'll admit a lot of embarrassing things like pooping your pants and liking Red Lobster. That's you.
That's correct.
You'll admit things that other people would not.
Like sitting in front of a slot machine for hours, day after day after day.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Gambling away all my money. Oh, we got 7 minutes to post time at the Meadows. Oh, all right. Roger Houston, your favorite. At the Meadows, as they swing around the Dern. He won't say turn. He'll say Dern. I remember
Dern?
Bruce Dern and Laura Dern. I don't know what the Dern is. Do you know the Dern?
No.
They swing around the Dern. Oh, he's... I don't know. The human race is full of stuff. Full of Schmidt. There's some good people. There's some bad people. There's some competent people. There's some totally incompetent people.
Well, I found Jack Schmidt on Dick Fatherly.
Yeah. Oh, Jack Schmidt's on Dick Fatherly? What are they doing? Oh, I didn't know he was...
Yeah,
wow.
they're going to switch it up in a minute, I understand.
Woo! You ever see Jack Schmidt on Dick Fatherly?
Just this morning.
I hope he washed it off. Neil and George, I woke up today, says Paul. Missed the first hour of the show, man. What did I miss? Will it be on the archives? Yeah, it'll be on the archives. It was the Heat game, the 1 a.m. Very tired. Who cares? Tell the lady it was all sad about the homeless. It's not the lady. It's Paul Jimmy Dworsky. All sad about the homeless near the arena. It's always been that way since the early 80s. If you give them $1, they'll try to find some crack or some Cisco crack juice or the malt liquor mon. It's no use. People like this have no drive, no soul. You have no Rachmanis, Rasta Paul. Speaking of soul, George, I know you and Neil know your music, sirs, but wondered if you ever heard the song 96 Degrees in the Shade by the Third World. No. If not, please give it a listen. It's amazing. You guys will love it. The show rocks, man. We love it here at the Bong Glass Factory, says Rasta Paul. Rasta. Oh, Mr. Radio, here we go. I stand corrected. I knew he'd come back. Just another excuse to write another stupid-ass email. Now the stuff has come pouring in here. Oh, the fake Ed Till is even on here today. Wow. Haven't heard from that one. Since you're having problems with your sidekick, have you ever thought of bringing guest sidekicks in? I'd love the chance. Ed. No, Ed. Quit trying to insinuate your way into the show like you did at W Snooze. Oh, I got this tape from this guy named Ed Till. And, oh. It was so sad. And then he wound up at KDKA in Pittsburgh, or somewhere in Pittsburgh, like in a real market on the air. And I thought, how is that possible? He was the worst talk show host. He made the Sheik sound like Walter Cronkite. That's how bad he was, Ed Till.
There's a shot.
I'm smelling you. So, Mr. Radio says, I stand corrected. The Bird had worked at Glove 94 previously, but I-95 was the WNZ-FM station. Don Cox did afternoons. That's what I just said. And he's asking me, do you remember this? Do you remember that? Do you remember your life? Do I remember my life? Because Mr. Radio knows it better than I do. I thought the Bird was working in the news department at WNZ. Didn't he read the news on Daffy's show? No, I don't think so. I don't think it had anything to do with Daffy's show. Daffy's show, by the way, was on like from, I don't know, 6 to 8 or some crap like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're wrong again. How do you remember it? Is this pathetic or what?
Yeah.
Way beyond pathetic. You and the Bird had great on-air chemistry. He got your sense of humor and his laugh was infectious. Didn't he already say this in the previous email?
He did.
I used to love the 94 News WNZ jingle from the Tea Lady. I have no idea what that means. I've always been a chronic listener, but I've never been a chronic misfit. Wrong. Wrong about that. Chronic misfit. George is wrong about that. It's a crying shame that none of your old shows were archived. Weren't all the shows recorded from reel to reel? What happened to all your old carts? Does George not have the time or energy to digitize these?
Oh, yeah, I digitize them all right.
Oh, my God. Woo! Don't you have the time or energy to digitize all that crap?
By the way, if Mr. Radio wants them, he can have your entire first year on WIOD on cassette tapes. Just come right into the studio and get them.
Really?
Really. With the Bird. Ooh, did you hear that?
What was that?
That was me getting shocked by the microphone.
Wow.
I just got zapped.
Oh, it just touched mine. It didn't shock me in the mic,
well,
too.
Well, it's very dry down here. Everybody's getting zapped.
Oh, boy. Bad for your skin. Bzzzt. Dry winter here, too. My skin is like all dried out, you know. Peels like, like paper
I'll
mache.
leave them out in the lobby for him if he wants. They're all in boxes.
Well, that's great. There's the voice, Roger Houston.
Horses. Number 1 is Rich Cowboy. Glenda Collins and William Lance. Dean Collins trains and drives the one Rich Cowboy. Number 2, Gold Chills. Bulletproof Enterprises, Boca Raton, Florida. Jim Harley Jr. train. Brett Miller, the 2, Cold Chills. Number 3, Astro Hershey. Sylvia Burke, Fredericktown.
Great Dave Pallone.
Train. Dave Pallone, the 3, Astro Hershey.
Highway.
Number 4, It's All Halo.
Dick
Kathleen
Stillings.
Brickett of Waynesville, Ohio. Steve Owens train. Dick Stillings, the 4, It's All Halo.
Halo.
Number 5,
Halo,
Morgan
everybody. Halo. Remember Halo shampoo before your time?
No.
It's really amazing how many of those. Well, I guess it's what happens when you become an old fart. Remember all those old-time commercials, and especially in the early days of TV, because TV was a novelty back then as opposed to today when we all take it for granted. I bet you that most people can't even imagine life without television.
I went for a while.
You did?
When I was a Christian living with my sister, we didn't have a TV.
Oh, no, that's right. You were a Christian.
That's right. No TV.
Why is that?
The devil
work of the devil?
The devil enters your house through the television, among other things, but certainly through the television.
Well, let me do the break.
Before the devil enters your house?
Yes, before the devil enters my
rectum
kingdom.
Neil Rogers got.
It's just these guys nicking suds and whatever the heck it is, and the people that call in, they're just like them, like that they were on the, the weeds, and they're high, and they're... I mean, it's terrible. For years that I've been listening to 610, and this here.
And this here.
Rich Tomcat. 3/4, 125 and 2. Backside, 29. On the front, Majestic Jackpot has opened up. Cold Chills
George's favorite race caller,
spot.
Roger
Waiting
Houston.
On the outside, Astro Hershey.
Dave Apollone's going down with the chalk.
Come. Majestic
his guts cleared on the outside and backing through the field.
Astro Hershey on the inside, All-American to the wire. Majestic Jackpot. Astro Hershey back to be second. Cold Chills third. 154 and 3.
Oh, come on, Roger. Give us that 3/5. Come on, give us one of those. He won't do it. Bastard. Oh, wait till you hear this. Finally escaped, it says. Neil, you don't know me, but I know so much about you from letters my brother would send me. I just want to thank you. You see, I'm Teeny, Tiny's twin. We were separated at birth. I got the good life and was sent to a Joe Bell. He would torture me daily and keep me in a damp little cage that smelled like armpit mold and used boxers. Knowing my brother was alive kept me smiling inside. Thank you, Neil. Got to go. I hear someone waddling in the house later. Is that amusing or what? Not. Not even. Huh?
Did you get a copy of Dick Follerly's Dick
No, I
Follerly's
did not.
resume?
Not even a teeny tiny little bit.
Somebody sent me his resume.
And is he dead or alive?
I'm going to forward it to you. I don't know.
They didn't
There's
send it to me.
Here, all their credits.
They didn't send nothing to me about Dick Fatherly.
Reading, writer, producer.
What the hell's wrong with them? Anti-Semitic bastards. Oh, for the poll, somebody says I have more than one job. You want to add that on there?
I will right now.
Mike in Hollywood's got 3 jobs. I feel bad for people that have to work like morning, noon, and night just to eke out a living to scratch it out. When in doubt, scratch it out. I feel bad. But I can't support the whole world. You know, I'm doing the best I can. I support a lot of people. A lot of people riding on my back. And not what you're thinking either. Paul says, in regard to Watchmen, I enjoyed the movie thoroughly. It did move a bit slow. I would have enjoyed more action scenes, but I've heard that this is because the director stayed very true to the graphic novel. The special effects for Dr. Manhattan were awesome. He was completely computer-generated, except for the head, I believe, but you couldn't tell. Overall, a very engaging film with Matrix-worthy action sequences. Bit of a bummer at the ending, however, says Paul. Was it a bummer at the end?
Yeah.
Or were you delighted that it was finally over?
No, it was
Are you
a bummer.
forwarding me that thing about Dick Motherly?
I thought I did.
Well, it sure as hell ain't come through here yet. Let me do a send and receive. Ah, there we go.
Excuse me.
No. You know something?
No.
Number one, I don't want you to give anything to Mr. Radio. That's not a suggestion. That's a demand and order from somebody who never gives demands or orders.
Okay.
That is an order.
Okay.
I'm blocking this son of a bitch, and I'm just so. This is a guy who wants to take over the whole damn show and my life.
Yeah, but he just invited me to join Twitter.
Yeah, he invited me the same thing. About 3 times I got those. Mr. Radio wants to keep up with you on Twitter. Yeah, well, Twitter this, you twit. He's perfect. He's the poster child for Twitter because he's a twit.
A nitwit?
God. Here's the latest. This is his 500th entry today, and believe you me, we can use it. We don't have much today. I sincerely appreciate the offer from George. That is a great gift. Thank you, George. I will take the time to go to digitize some of the lost drops. If you like, I can email these to you. I am currently out of town doing shows, but would love to stop by sometime next week. Doing shows.
Mm-hmm.
You have brought a lot of laughter and enjoyable, compelling radio to us. The sound of your voice brings delight to our lives. Thank you for that. Goodbye, Mr. Radio. Block.
Sorry.
1 minute. 1 moment. Oh, and if you think that's bad, you ain't heard nothing yet.
Oh. I need an
Here is one of the all-time worst, and you'll never guess who it's from. It wasn't bad enough that PR Ralph yesterday sent us that stupid thing about the basketball game. Fred Souter.
Does what?
I want you to hold on to both sides of your chair.
Okay.
I can't believe you have to let someone from Gator territory tell you this, but the Canes are playing in the ACC basketball tournament on Thursday. If they win, they advance to play again Friday. If not, they're done. I don't know what their chances are making the NCAA tournament, but I'm sure they'll at least make the NIT, so you should have some more possible game interruptions during your show.
Well, he's out of town. Maybe he can't listen.
Barry says, used to listen to you on the internet until today. I just got talked to about the company policy that no one's allowed to stream audio, so I broke out my radio and it sounds terrible. It's a boombox, so I don't have something from an antenna. Do you know any tricks I could use to make the signal better? Yeah, an H-bomb would be good. Do I know of any tricks he could use to make the signal better?
Mm-hmm.
How about that magic wand you got?
This? Or I was going to suggest, he can stand outside with his radio naked and put his tongue on the antenna.
Dick Fatherly. Does it say dead or alive?
It didn't.
It says now he's a freelance writer, production consultant, and voiceover announcer, yada, yada, yada. Of course, it doesn't say what the date is on this information. WSTC, Stamford, Connecticut. WNHC, New Haven, Connecticut. WABC, New York, 1961. WICC, Bridgeport, Connecticut. WDEE, New Haven. KXOK in St. Louis. Kansas City. WFUN in Miami, 1970 to 72. KTOP, Topeka. WWNN in Miami. Oh, my God, that's Mr. Ego. WWNN and QAM, Miami, 87. And WJNO West Palm, 88 to 90. Dick Fatherly, with that deep voice. With that stentorian voice. And a personality of a dead man. I'll say it again like I said yesterday. Most guys with deep voices are incredibly boring. Like Johnny Dark. Great voice, boring. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting choked up. There you go. You took a shot at him yesterday, which I really take exception to.
It wasn't a shot. It was just the only deep voice example we have.
It was a statement of fact.
Uh-huh. I mean, what else do we have in here as an example
Terminally
for a deep voice?
Yeah. Westbrook Van Voorhees.
Well, we have Johnny Dark, as a matter of fact.
I just got through saying that.
No, I mean, what kind of a drop do we have? You must have it.
With what, a deep voice?
Johnny's reply. You can't play the whole thing.
I can play part of it.
Right. Just for a sampling.
You don't have it?
I don't. It got erased.
Wow.
Remember we had that mishap?
It's not in here. Johnny replies, and it's not in here. Yeah, vanished. He probably came in one day and erased it. He probably sneaked in. Dick Fatherly. So I'm assuming he's still alive.
I reckon.
I don't remember how did we have any interaction with him?
That was before my time.
Oh, was it?
That drop was there when I showed up.
Oh, my God. Ed Till. No, Frank with a comment about Ed Till, who confirms everything I said. Let me print that out. No, Mr. Rader, don't give him any tapes. Don't get involved with him. Don't encourage him.
Done.
Do not.
Done deal, Neil.
Adam Oshmuck, who obviously has way too much time on his hands and always has, and said earlier that it was like raining golf balls in Kitchener-Waterloo, as if anybody cares. I'm worried this email thing might kill you. You sound like you're about to smack a bitch. Maybe you should take it easy for a bit and go back to reading bedtime stories. I don't want you dying on the air. Don't worry about me, Adam Oshmuck. I'm doing just fine. These people are crazier than usual today. Is that just me, or?
It's an especially crazy day. I don't know why.
Is it really?
I think it's the time change.
I think that might be it. Everybody's telling me about they're all...
Yeah.
And I slept way too long on Sunday. Or no, yeah, for Sunday night. I went and laid down. I thought I was just going to take a nap at 8 o'clock at night. and I slept till 8 in the morning.
Right.
12 hours.
It messes up your head. We were just talking about that, the family and friends, how it messes up your whole biological clock, your internal organs, everything just goes off wrong.
Well, you let me worry about my internal organ.
Oh, please. Is
27 afternoon, I think it must be internal.
I know that the Lord even loves Neil Rogers.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? Will the real Greg Brady please stand up? I repeat, will the real Greg Brady please stand up? We're going to have some fun here.
Y'all acting like you never seen a white boy before who lives on the same floor with his 3 sisters separated by a bathroom door and a bathroom with tile floor and soap bought at the store. Sleeping in bunk beds so we don't bump heads. Hey, stupid, stop being a nerd. Uh-oh, Greg, you didn't just say the N-word. Of course I did. You idiot, you're just a kid. Little Peter's deranged, can't hear the high notes of the song I changed. Greg Brady, y'all sick of me? You won't stick with me? Would you rather have that Partridge Family? Danny with his red hair, ain't he cute? Here's a little secret, the kid don't play his guitar, it's mute. I also like to take Keith's butt and insert my boob. Sometimes I want to jump Marsha and just go, but I can't cause she's my sis and I'm a bro, sorta. This family is sick, this family is sick. No kidding there, people, was there something that you missed? My dad designs a house with 3 adults and 6 kids, with only 1 bathroom for all of us to fit. And poor Alice only has the laundry room in which she'll live in, right next to the kitchen. But I guess I'm only bitching cause my temper's been an itching. Little Cindy with a lisp, making my eyes start shaking and twitching. Why can't Jan stop saying Marsha, Marsha, Marsha like a vixen? And Bobby get to the dentist so his teeth could be fixing. I'm about to throw a football hard and hit Marsha's nose. I'm so mad, I'm letting go like Johnny Bravo. I'm Greg Brady, yes, I'm the real Brady, cause all the other Bradys are just a bunch of ladies. So won't the real Greg Brady please stand up? Please stand up, please stand up. Yes, I'm Greg Brady, yes, I'm the real Brady, cause all the other Bradys are just a bunch of ladies. So won't the real Greg Brady please stand up?
Clear blue sky. 158 and 4.
No playing ball in his house.
That's for Bobby Jindal, okay? Bobby. That's pretty embarrassing, isn't it?
It was cute.
What was cute?
The bit.
Oh.
Not him.
Bobby Jindal, yeah, he's cute. If you think Dracula was cute, attractive. Frank says, I heard you mention Ed Till a couple of times, and I just wanted to confirm that everything you said about him is absolutely correct.
Absolutely correct.
Sir.
I used to listen to him when he was on in Orlando, not because he was good, but because he was in between the Monsters of the Morning, now middays, and the Phillips File. Well, that Jim Phillips is still on the air. You got to be kidding me.
I don't know.
Both very good shows. But what always amused me about the Ed Till show was that he would choose a current topical issue, spend his first hour presenting his opinion, then the first 10 callers would counter his opinion with better arguments, leaving him trying to explain his nonsensical opinion. He was retarded as far as issues were concerned. He wouldn't last 8 seconds if he ever called your show, even if George was hosting. Even if you were hosting, he would last 8 seconds. Well, that's saying a lot, because you're a hell of a lot more tolerant than I am.
I thought I was a hard ass.
I'd cut him right off. What?
I thought I was a hard ass.
Well, that too. They're going to the gate at Tampa Bay Down. See, you got me into this horse racing thing today. Now, does anybody come in and discuss that? I mean, it could be a moot point if the Canes lose on Thursday.
Right.
Then there's no game on Friday.
I think I'm going to have to go out and find someone and discuss it with them. But what do you think?
Yeah, like Flea, like the acting PD.
But the choice will ultimately be yours. So what do you say about that idea?
Welcome to the many outlets throughout the United States and on across Canada, taking the Tampa Bay Down signal this afternoon.
All the ships at sea.
The weather is clear and sunny. Track conditions fast. Turf course firm. The portable rail.
Hitting the microphone with a rubber squeeze ball.
Big 6 carryover in excess.
I want an answer.
28,000. That starts with the 5th. The odds-on favorite at 4 to 5. From
Be
the Lowry
patient.
Smart
Stop being such a
Stable,
hard ass.
number 6, Cope with 3. Pedro Cotto Jr. has the call.
I just want to hear the start. And they're off. This guy just sends me right to the window. Not the betting windows. Oh.
Waiting for Dale's token and from the outside.
We sure are.
Class and luck.
For the 45 millionth time, let me say it again. This is the part about thoroughbred racing that just leaves me limp. Get him in there already. Stick him in there. My God. These horses have run 50,000 races, okay? Wouldn't you think? I mean, horses I know are extremely dumb animals. Extremely dumb.
Class and luck steps in.
Yeah, step in.
They're at the post.
And
they're off. Oh!
Okay, that's all I wanted to hear. And that was a good one, too. That was an exceptionally good and they're off.
So the choice is yours.
Yes. Now, what are you babbling about?
Either we do it tomorrow.
I don't want to do it tomorrow.
And I ask these people if we can, or you just pick the pony for Friday, but we don't carry the race, obviously.
Well, won't that be terminal?
Well,
that wouldn't be very exciting. How about if we interrupt that boring UM basketball game if they play on Friday and carry the race?
If you have another option,
I don't know.
We can entertain it.
You want to skip this week? Let's play it by ear.
Okay.
Steve can email me the information tomorrow.
Okay.
And then and then of course once the basketball game is over on Thursday, I'll know whether we're going to be doing the thing on Friday or not. We'll skip a week. That's all. We'll push it back.
Okay.
Can we do that?
I guess.
I mean, I don't know. This is Steve Sloan's account, and Flea, of course, has got his nose into it all the way up to your ass. So I have no idea. What?
If there's anybody in the building, I'll go find them during the break.
If there's anybody in the building at 12:38 in the p.m. in the middle of the lunch hours?
Right. That's why
I said lunch hours?
Yes.
You've got to be schmitting me. The Dow's up 308 points. Wow. Oh, a happy day. This is the beginning of the Obama bounce. You believe me? I just made that up to make Maria happy. Hey, Maria. Cox ahoy's, Maria. You nasty skank. Oh, you look so lovely today, Maria. Oh, my God. What kind of a retard would say something like that? Deaf, dumb, blind, stupid. Well, let's see. Here's somebody who says he has 3 suggestions for the poll. I'm self-employed, just barely hanging on. That's me. I'm self-employed and doing great. I was self-employed, but I had to close my business. You want to put those on there or not?
How about I'm self-employed?
What?
Well, we don't have that.
Right. I'm self-employed, just barely hanging on. That's me, he says. I'm self-employed, doing great. I was self-employed, but I had to close my business. Those are 3 different... Market's up 309. Those are 3 different choices, okay?
I know.
You don't want to put them on.
No, I just wanted to put one on there.
What, I'm self-employed?
I'm self-employed.
Well, what kind of an answer is that?
Well, if your business has failed, then you're not self-employed.
Oh, I see. If you're out of business?
Right.
There's Stephen Harper, a real bozo.
Also know that Canada, as Bob mentioned.
Oh, my God. This man is still walking around and breathing the fresh air. This is an abortion. George Bush Jr., George W. Jr. How can oil be $47 a barrel now? It was 34, like 5 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Not that they're yanking us around. Well, they're cutting production. Those are ragheads. They're cutting production. They're squeezing. They're squeezing again. Oh, the loony is 78.02. That's not too bad. Just stop it right there. Freeze it right there. I'll settle for that. 78 cents. Wouldn't you like to get $1.22 for every dollar you've got? That would give you like about $10.
Yeah.
So what's the story with your car? I hate to keep asking you this every day, but I'm figuring maybe somebody will hear it and will embarrass them into...
Oh, it would be the first thing out of my mouth in the morning if anything ever did happen.
Now, how do you know that they're not even discussing it?
Well, because not all of the sales staff hates us, you, me, or the show.
So we get some inside spy reports, just like the spy reports about the fact that this show never got mentioned for like 2 years when Chris Jones came there?
Periodically, there are salespeople in here talking and other people that are involved in sales meetings, and we talk, and I ask, hey, has anything ever? And the answer is...
And they say, no chance. No. They don't even mention you guys' names.
Actually, there's a lot of laughter. It's a joke that doesn't get old.
Boy. I think maybe Mr. Radio, if he wants those tapes, we ought to have like a trade deal. He ought to bring you a new car, and then you can digitize those tapes for him.
That's right. Maybe he'll bring...
Lick it and stick it. This is Eyewitness News.
It now appears that Senator Larry Craig may not go quietly after all. A half hour before announcing his intent, he left this message, apparently meant for his lawyer, at the wrong number.
Billy, this is Larry Craig calling.
I am gay.
I seek activity in bathrooms. I lower my pants, spread my legs.
I hope Idahoans will allow me to continue serving gay people at the Minneapolis airport.
Thank you. Bye.
Idaho. 1246, 14 to 1 at 560 WQAM. The fake Johnny Dark, who is Mr. Radio. I was right about that. After all this time, I finally concluded. He was the fake Joey Reynolds, fake Larry King, fake everybody's Mr. Radio. Okay. Now that I blocked him under Mr. Radio, he immediately goes to his fake Johnny Dark email address. You just proved the point. Mr. Radio was negative yesterday, and you gave him attention, sends a positive email about Glenn today, and you ban him. You're a heartless bastard. Should we call you Sal, you son of a bitch?
What?
I don't know. Should we call you Sal, you son of a bitch? Who's Sal? Sal Mineo?
Okay. Sal Ami?
Gay. Sal Ami. Now, wait a minute. Do we have one of those?
I think so.
Pepperoni. We got Pepperoni.
Hello. Hello? Yeah. Yes. This is Tuba.
We got Cold Cuts.
Hello. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking for my friend who's supposed to be there, Cuts. His name is Cuts, K-U-T-Z.
What's his name?
His last name is K-U-T-Z, Cuts. It's pronounced Cuts.
Anybody named Cuts? K-T-Z Cuts. Did you just call a while ago? He wasn't here.
No, maybe it was a friend of mine. His first name is Cole, C-O-L-E. Cole? Cole Cuts.
His wife's name is Cole. Cole Cuts.
You know who used to play those all the time?
Howard!
Yeah. That's before she became a political... Maven. Karen says, may the power of Christ compel you. Greg wants to know if Moses was the first bastard in the basket. Have a great day. I haven't gotten to Randy Moller yet, but I think now is as good time as any to get into this article by Linda Robertson. Linda, you are just a silly person. Randy Moller isn't channeling Demosthenes or William Jennings Bryan during his radio broadcast of Panther games, more like John Belushi, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Clint Eastwood, or Queen. When the Panthers score, Moller blurts out wacky pop culture references, lines from movies, lyrics from songs, even jingles. The more ridiculous and irrelevant, the better. Whip it good, whip it good. She blinded me with science. Pour some sugar on me. Come with me if you want to live. His ghoul calls have created a sensation. He's a hit on YouTube. He's got a cult following on college campuses. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. And he receives hundreds of suggestions a day from fans, including 2 crazy guys in the Czech Republic and 2 old ladies from Hollywood, California, Moller said. I never dreamed it would take off like this, he said. My philosophy is it's a hockey game, not a funeral, so let's have fun and be entertaining. Moller and the Panthers seem to be feeding off each other as the team makes an energetic push for its first playoff appearance since 2000. There are 16 games left, and the Panthers are 1 point out of 5th place in the Eastern Conference. While the Panthers go against Sidney Crosby, Moller's in the opposing booth is Mike Lang, famous for his own twisted phrases. Scratch my back with a hacksaw, Moller said, mimicking Lang in his commanding rasp. Ripping off Mike. Scratch my back with a hacksaw. After years of disarray, first it was Pavel Bure's team, then Roberto Luongo's, then Ole Jokinen. The Panthers are finally developing an identity just as Moller's hit upon a signature delivery. It's not the most talented team, but a blue-collar team that plays in-your-face hockey, he said. One reason Moller's shtick has been successful is his effort to get fans involved. He teamed up with Dan LeBastard, irreverent host on 790 AM The Ticket, to promote the concept and solicit ideas from listeners. Panther fans have bombarded Moller with their favorite lines. He took a 1-inch stack of printouts to Pittsburgh. If the surging Panthers keep scoring, expect more goofy calls. This wouldn't work if the team was 17-45, he said. And traditionalists don't like his flights of fancy. But we have a different fan base here, he said. We've got a complicated, cluttered market. Moller is the first to admit he doesn't aspire to golden-throated oratory. He's describing the most frenetic of all the major sports. I'm exhausted after a game, Moller said. I'm a puddle. You got that part right. Moller, 45, is the only former NHL pro, 13 years one with the Panthers, to make the transition from player to full-time play-by-play announcer. He was attuned to colorful language while growing up in Red Deer, Alberta, an oil and farming town. Ass clown. It's a one-horse town and the horse only has 3 legs, Moller said. Moller's mother was a nurse and his late father was a Royal Mounted Canadian police officer. Moller's longtime goal call, and this is where Linda Robertson again shows her absolute ignorance, and he sticks it top shelf right where Mrs. Moller keeps the peanut butter, came from his mother's habit of hiding the jar to prevent her boys from eating all the contents. Wrong. It came from Rick Jenneret, which is where Moller stole it from when he played in Buffalo. Stealing other people's lines. Oh, it is so sad, so bad. So Bush League, and Linda Robertson writes a glowing, blowing, flowing article about it in the Herald. It's almost as bad as Bow Wow Peacow Kick. My father didn't say, why don't you run outside and play? He said, why don't you run outside and get the stink blown off you, Moller said. My Uncle Gordy used to say, that's like frying bacon with your shirt off. On Saturday nights during Hockey Night in Canada, Moller turned down the sound on the TV and provided his own commentary imitating Bob Cole, Danny Calivan, and Dick Irvin. Even then, Randy had all the little sayings down pat, said Moller's brother Mike. We had a radio in our bedroom. He would pretend to announce the junior games. As a player, Moller sat on the bus doing impersonations of Lang, Rick Jenneret of Buffalo, and Marv Albert, who did Rangers broadcasts. What Wayne Gretzky once said fits me to a T. Everything I have is because of the game, Moller said. And now he's struck a nerve or a funny bone with hardcore fans and those who had never paid attention to the Panthers. Back in Red Deer, Mike said the popularity of Moller's broadcast on the Internet was growing like wildfire. Moller loved Slapshot, Animal House, James Bond, Ron Howard, classic rock, Van Morrison, and Johnny Cash. He has a line in mind should the Panthers make it to that magical moment. I'd love to have the perfect call in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals, Moller said while gazing at a photo of Bobby Orr. Wouldn't it be something if Nathan Horton stayed out of the corner, took the puck, tucked it in, and blank, and then Moller smiles and goes silent. And Linda Robertson, you are the Antichrist, honey. You are an idiot. An embarrassment. See, this is a market that can take something that's embarrassing and degrading and Bush League and make it into like, oh, my God, this is the greatest thing since sliced olive oil. Wow. Happy Purim, by the way. Did you get your Hamantashen? No. See how we've fallen?
I know.
Back in the day when we were popular, when people liked us, when we had an audience, they would have sent in some crap. In fact, what's his name would have sent you in? Dave Halberstam would have sent you some Hamantashen. Probably those little triangular ones, but nevertheless.
Right.
Nobody sent you nothing on Purim. George, who's an aspiring Jew.
In training.
Aspiring to be a Yiddish cunnilinguist. Afzulachas.
I love it.
I'm embarrassed that I read that article. That's how it humiliated and degraded. That business about where Mrs. Schmendrick hides the peanut butter, that's an old Rick Jenneret line from 100 years ago that he still uses. Scratch my back with a hacksaw, indeed. He's like the Paul Castronova of sportscasting, stealing other people's lines shamelessly, and then making a shtick about it, like it's acceptable. People invent their own material. People who are creative, people who are real broadcasters, which leaves him out. People who are real broadcasters, they make up their own stuff. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Even George knows that. Even Mr. Anti-Sports knows that.
And
holy Mackinac!
I wonder when he's going to start saying that. And
any minute now.
Go ahead.
I even knew that bow wow peep cow kick thing. I can't say that right either.
Bow wow peep cow kick. Oh my God, Rachel Alexander. And this is all in the Herald. All in the Herald, which is down to about 4 pages now. Maybe it's a good thing that newspapers are going out of business. You know what?
Yeah.
Now, don't we compete with them for advertising revenue? One good thing I will say about newspapers, it used to be your ads would get lost, in like 600 pages of the newspaper with all those different sections. Now, if you advertise in the newspaper, your ad stands out because there's only like 4 pages, like the Scum Sentinel. Might as well joke about it because otherwise we get really depressed like Jimmy Dworsky about all the homeless people on the street corners and how depressing it is and what are we going to do about it and yada, yada, yada. Whatever he paid for that DVD of that awful movie, I think he should have given that to some homeless guy to buy a bottle of booze or some crack or something like that. And probably there are people wondering, well, Neil, do you give money to all those homeless? I don't give money to anybody on the street corner.
I think you got a good idea, though. Go up to a homeless person and then hand him some change and go, change, mister?
Have a nice day, eh? There's one, I don't want to go into it. There's some of these people that have got like a franchise. They own the street corner. They're there every day, all day, every day. Rain, sleet, snow, sunshine. And they sit on crates.
Yeah.
All day.
Sounds great.
I mean, it's not so great to sit on a crate because then your ass don't feel so good. Do you like that? That was a Randy Moller line, by the way.
That's a great idea.
Sorry, Randy.
The 1 to 2 hour.
breathing. Come on. One more push and we're done. And congrats, it's a beautiful, healthy baby. Mr. Brown, why don't you help me out by giving your baby a quick slap on the behind? Whoa, 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 that's too much. That's too much, Chris.
101 at 560 WQAM. Happy Tuesday to you. We got Canes basketball on Thursday. That's the talk of the town. That's what everybody's buzzing around at the water cooler, aren't they?
Yeah.
That and that horrible movie that you hated. What's the name of it again?
I don't know.
The cartoon movie.
Oh, the Watchmen. That cartoon movie.
What do you mean you don't know? The Dow's up 283. It's lost a little bit of its, it's still hanging in there pretty good, though. What do you think?
I don't think.
Maybe it's a selling opportunity. I wonder how Sirius is doing in the midst of all this merriment and revelry. Sirius stock. Click on that, baby. Click on that thing, on that line, and here we go. It's 15 cent. Wow. Woo. Open at 15, and it's holding its own, 15 cent. Sounds like a real selling opportunity if there ever was one. If you got Sirius, dump it, 15 cent, before it goes down to a penny. Here's one from Steve, who says, long-time listener, for your poll, I have a little suggestion, if you don't mind. No, we don't mind. See, I'm self-employed, but I've slowed down a lot. Enough that the wifey is supporting me, so how about self-employed and not working, self-employed and living off spouse? Just a thought for your show. Love you and George, too. This is Steve. You want to put that on there? Self-employed and not working, or self-employed living off the spouse, or not? Up to you. Depends on how lazy you want to be.
We just put living off of spouse.
Is that not on there?
By itself. Is it?
No job of my significant other is supporting me, but this is not... Well, whatever. It gets too complicated.
Yeah, it is.
So many different variations on the same theme. Everybody's dying over here. Cliff and Kendall sent this to me yesterday. Fattest city in the U.S. Guess what's the fattest city in the U.S.?
Miami?
You got it.
Really?
Boy, you're sharp today. You're sharp as a matzo ball. Maybe because it's Purim.
That's it.
What?
Nobody sent me any hamantaschen, but I do have these evil fortune cookies.
Oh, yeah.
Happy Purim!
I wonder if you can eat fortune cookies on Purim, if that's kosher, if that does the job.
That's all I got.
Happy Purim!
How's Queen Esther doing?
She's just fine. She's
Haman,
out.
Evil Haman. I don't know about those Bubba Meisters. I forgot those. I was taught those things as a kid, and I've gone out of my way to forget them as fast as I can. All those silly fairy tales. Daniel and the Lion's Den, Jonah and the Whale, Esther and Schwester, and Dear Abby and Ann Landers. A men's fitness study ranks Miami, known for its nightlife and scantily clad beachgoers, as the nation's fattest city, with 65% of residents being heavy enough to increase their risk of weight-related health problems. The study showed that despite having 79% more gyms and health clubs than the average city, residents were less likely than average to use their gym memberships. Men's Fitness reported that Miami also had 3 times the fast food restaurants as the average city and 74% more pizza restaurants than the average city. Well, what's the average city?
I don't know.
Rochester?
St. Louis. I don't
Binghamton?
know.
Ypsilanti?
Albuquerque?
Ishpeming? What's the average city? Canandaigua?
Sure.
Albany?
Cleveland.
Grand Rapids? Kalamazoo? They also scored low in participation in outdoor activities such as biking and running. Some factors, though, may not all be their fault. The study also reported that Miami's commute is 50% more oppressive than average and was ranked the worst in terms of air quality.
Yeah.
How do you like that? The fattest and the worst in terms of air quality? Wow. Why should that be? Wouldn't you think like Gary, Indiana would be a lot worse?
I don't know.
Oh, come on. East Chicago? That whole area? Jacksonville?
Yeah, don't sound right.
The men's fitness report card for Miami seemed to be a list of contradictions. A for fitness centers, B plus for nutrition, and B minus for geography. Yet it also gave the city an F for motivation, junk food, and television viewing. F. Motivation, junk food, and television viewing. And fat. I believe that.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of... In fact, go to a buffet anywhere there. Wow.
In fact,
of course, you can go to a buffet anywhere. You see a lot of huge people waddling around.
Sure, it's good value. You You can pig out.
Oh, but if you're already a pig, what's the need to pig out if you're already a pig?
Oh, it's not about need.
This is from yesterday. I told you about this one. Now, do you believe it?
No.
Mako, is that the real Chris?
Yes.
Well, it's him. And this is about yesterday's poll. It's already long gone. Sorry, Chris, once it's gone. You forgot to put Chris back on the show as an option for the poll about if you had control of QAM for 1 hour.
Right.
Hope you and George are doing good. Miss working on the show. Did George see Watchmen? I was going to see if he was going Sunday, but had junk to do. Weren't able to hit the movies. Chris, it is the real Chris. Chris Whalen.
Yes.
We miss Chris. But then again, he's on that early morning, that overnight, that graveyard shift. Screwed up his life. At least kept him a job, you know.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. It's better than not having a job.
That is correct. Saudis order 40 lashes for elderly woman for mingling. Now, don't say co-mingling. Did you say that on the air or off? I hope off the air.
Yeah.
The Dow's up 284. Let's see if there's anything new coming here. Oh, yeah. Rabbi Noah Weinberg says the only good banker is a dead banker. As long as bastards like Obama's Tim Geithner maintain to keep the scam that is AIG and other like-minded commercial institutions alive and thriving, citizens of the U.S. are doomed to slavery and paying for it, says Rabbi Noah Weinberg, whoever the hell that is. Some Farbissen. I don't know who that is. You know who that is?
Nope.
Well, why did anybody send that to me?
I don't know.
Here's one that says, George is slipping. It's me again. No one put retired on your poll, baby. I wouldn't mind retiring on your poll, Neil. Oh, boy. Or as we are here in Laredo, we are retired with paying hobbies. Karen, I have no idea what that's all about. No one put retired on your poll?
Want me to put that on there?
Right
retired.
Now, my employment status is, retired. That's right. Retired. I think she's got a good point, although she sure had a circuitous way of conveying it. And the best news of all is that since I blocked his ugly ass, Mr. Radio ain't getting any more. He hasn't come up with his new email yet.
Yeah.
And he sure as hell talked himself out of some valuable stuff. You were going to give him that crap? I mean, not valuable money-wise, but just in terms of radio treasure. Right?
Right.
Why were you going to do that?
Well, they're just sitting there.
Yeah. I'd rather have him just sitting there rotting, decomposing, than put in his hands. He's a stalker.
Yeah.
Crazy person.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Radio wants to invite you on Twitter. Yeah.
Don't Twitter. Hit her.
Fritter away.
That's what Chris Brown said.
That's what I wish for him. Fritter away. Chris Brown and Mr. Radio. First of all, any of these people who give themselves a name, a handle?
Yes.
Run in the other direction.
You mean like Stormcat?
Stormy. There's a great example. Run like a son of a bitch. I never did figure out what that Johnny Dark thing was. It a Sal, you son of a bitch? What was that?
I have no idea.
Well, what do you mean you have no idea? That's
I don't know
what
they're talking about. I only know this.
How about that Fred, what's his name, sending us that thing about the basketball game, Fred Souter?
He means well.
He means well. Don't you understand how embarrassing and degrading that is?
A little bit, but
a little bit?
His heart's in the right place.
Oh my God! And what were you telling me about his head getting bashed? You know, that was Johnny G.
Well, I didn't know. Yeah, that's Johnny G.
I thought that was very tasteless.
Johnny G. with the severe head injury.
Mm-hmm. Which explains a lot.
Tasteless.
Neil, God.
You fairy.
My name is Barry, sing like a fairy. I write bad songs about romance while I'm wearing spandex pants. I'm kinda shrimpy, my songs are wimpy. I had a series of big hits, and that was back in '76. Now no one wants to hear. They only laugh and sneer. They won't admit that they own my albums, 'cause my songs are queer. Got a nose shape like a banana. My two fans both live in Montana. Got a nose shape like a banana. Up my nose you can fit half of the city of Atlanta.
Rectum.
I write the song.
You fairy.
I've got a honker the size of Yonkers. When I get a stuffed up nose, I need Tristan in a hose. But now I'm on the case. My life is back in place. And so I'm singing again and sticking my schnoz in your face. Got a nose shape like a banana. My two fans both live in Montana. Got a nose shape like a banana. Up my nose you could fit half of the city of Atlanta. I write the songs like a banana, like a banana.
Rock solid.
116 at 560 WQAM. This Johnny Dark bird thing is starting to really bug the hell out of me. Here's another one from Johnny Dark. Says, wrong, I'm not Mr. Radio. You just showed yourself as a negative, heartless bastard. You keep making disparaging remarks about Glenn, and I'm sick of it. You just keep running everyone off, you fool. Now, what disparaging remarks did I make about the bird?
I don't remember any.
I thought I said he did a fine job on Zeta and added a lot to the show, and he just, And the thing at IOD was never going to work, and it was my mistake. Did I say that? My mistake by bringing him on there, which he didn't belong on there? We didn't need him? And it was the right decision to get him off of that show? Right decision? Because that's when the show turned the corner and we started kicking ass? But I'm a fool. Yeah, I think it's the real Johnny Dark, because he's a real surly coot.
Stop driving everybody off, will you?
Yeah, keep driving everybody off. Hector says you were just questioning what kind of person gives himself his own handle or nickname. Imagine my reaction the first time I heard Frito on 790 refer to himself as such. What kind of person gives himself a nickname and then goes on the air with it? Frito. I'll give you one fat, smelly guess who I'm referring to. Oh, Josh Friedman.
Yes.
Frito.
You did not know?
No,
Frito.
I never heard Frito.
Well, there you go, bro.
Wow. Frito?
Yeah, Frito-Lay.
I doubt that. Dow's up 298. Now, I knew that article was full of crap. What was that, Men's Health magazine or some piece of crap? Forbes 2008 list rates Miami as America's cleanest city. Oh, that doesn't say the air, though. Yeah, it is. Miami led the pack as the cleanest city in America as the Sunshine State dominates the 2008 list by Forbes.com. 4 metro areas ranked in the top 10. Jacksonville, number 3. Orlando, number 4. Tampa, St. Tweet, number 8. With built-in advantages of weather and patterns that blow out smog with warm sea breezes, there are also city efforts for cleanliness as we reap the rewards during Florida's population boom. Air quality is a huge health factor for urban dwellers, so we made it a big deal in our study. They said to determine the cleanest major cities in the U.S., we initially measured the rankings for air pollution and ozone levels among all 49 U.S. metro areas and Says, want to live where the air is sweet, the water is pure, and the streets are clean? Try Miami Beach, Florida real estate, the cleanest city in America. Feel free to comment on your thoughts related to this blog, yada yada. Forbes 2008. Which I tend to believe more than, although all these studies, everybody's got a study.
Yeah.
But the idea that Miami's got the worst air, somebody who don't like Miami probably wrote that, and I didn't even write it. Some farbissant bastard trying to just like I'm doing with the bird. What did I say negative about him? What did I say?
I don't know. I didn't hear anything.
Just an ongoing pile of crap. Look at this, 545 people versus 300 million, meaning Congress. Yeah. Politicians are the only people in the world that create problems and then campaign against them. This goes on and on and on. What you do with this article now that you've read it is up to you. Okay, Larry, delete. No, it goes on forever. Oh, no, here's some really bad news from the real or fake Barry Jackass. You hear those sirens going out there?
No.
Yeah,
they are. Now I hear them.
God, just never stops. Wait till I read you this. Well, you're not going to care that much.
I'll pretend if you want.
You weren't that much of an Alice Rantel fan.
Never met the man. Never heard the show. Saw his picture. Big ears.
Yeah, big ears. Tim Conway Jr. didn't last long in his fill-in gig at Citadel Talk Radio KABC Los Angeles. A week into his projected 4 to 5 week fill-in for Al Rantel while Rantel recovers from surgery, Conway was gone by Monday night. Conway, who hosted evenings at Crosstown CBS Radio Talk KLSX till that station flipped formats 2 weeks ago, posted a message on his website reading, 2 shows in 2 weeks. That could be a record. KABC let Conway go because of a joke he told on the air last Friday. Wow. Sure like to hear that one.
Yeah. It was probably
Conway
funny.
has rejoined his former KLSX partner Brian Whitman for a daily 2-hour podcast on a subscription basis. Oh, my God. Whitman recently launched the podcast, and Conway joining the show started Tuesday night. Subscriptions available $5 a month at brianwhitman.com. Oh, podcasts. Pay per listen, the subscription basis. You ready for that?
Yeah.
Would you pay to listen to Tim Conway Jr.?
Who?
Exactly. He lasted 2 weeks. Or less.
Yeah. Well, these are tough times.
No more Conway at KABC. I wonder what Alice Rantel thinks about that. Haven't heard from Alice in a few days. It's the real Alice, don't you know? It is.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
Okay.
You're such a skeptic, man. I wish that Johnny Dark would come and just pulverize you. Here's the...
As big as he is, he's very soft.
Oh, yeah, he can just sit on you.
He's very soft and doughy.
Is he really?
Oh, yeah.
Is he a giant Pillsbury Doughboy?
He's just gooey. I don't think he has any bones.
How do you know that?
Worked with the man for years.
Johnny Dork?
Johnny Dark. He big,
hates you.
Tall guy. That's fine. He's a big, tall guy, but he's very soft.
Well, just because you worked with him for years, how do you know he's soft?
He looks soft. His flesh shifts around
Flabby.
while he walks. Yeah.
Flabby?
Yeah.
What a heartless bastard you are.
That's me.
God. 181 votes on the poll. Right now, my employment status is have a job, happy with a thank you, 55. Have a job, but had to take a pay cut, 21. Big pay cut. Have a job, but dissatisfied with the 21. I'm self-employed, 19. Have a job, got a pay raise, 18. 18 people got a pay raise, George, not us.
No.
10.8% of these people got a pay raise. How they swing that? Maybe bang the boss. Karen K, that old deal, bang the boss. Karen K, Walter Sable. That was so embarrassing. And she goes on the air the first day, and Walter Sable was the consultant for Paxton IOD, and she's asking on the air, what's wrong with the sleeping with the boss?
I had one in my mouth once.
Well, I'm sure of that.
Probably
for
more
starters.
than once, yeah.
God.
Oh, I'm having such a nice time.
No job at looking and no job at have given up looking, 10. Well, what does that one say? No job but looking no job and have given up looking, 10. That's a little much for me. No comprende. No job living off my unemployment, 9. No job but my significant other supporting me, 5. Retired, 3. I have more than one job, 3. No job living with my parents, 2. How'd you like to be like 50 and living with your parents?
You mean like our emailers?
Oh, you are so negatory.
No, I'm positive they live with their parents.
I bet you're not Johnny Dark. Neil Rogers, David says, here's a new piece summing up how bad the economy is and all the civil unrest happening. Features great pics and cool video at the end, and it's got a link, which I just deleted. Thank you. Pissed Off in Parkland says, why is it that every time someone dies in a car crash, people erect shrines of flowers, crucifixes, teddy bears, ribbons, etc.? Why do we have to be subject to this bullcrap? I agree with that. I mean, what is the purpose of it? I mean, like, oh, it's a lasting memorial. Why? Out on the sidewalk?
Yeah.
Well, what's it doing there? Isn't that what they have graveyards for? Isn't that what they have graveyard cemeteries
for?
for?
Not good enough.
You don't say. Well, see, I'm an insensitive, cruel, heartless bastard like Johnny D
That's
says.
Right, driving everybody away.
Yeah. You're driving everybody away, you heartless bastard. You Sal, you son of a bitch. He still didn't tell me what the hell that's supposed to mean.
You're listening to Neil Rogers.
Well, congratulations. Get a life.
Oh, God, don't go in there. Oh, you hear my stomach bubbling? Oh, it's bubbling. Oh, God, I gotta go back to the bathroom. Watch out.
late one night when they saw the sign on the fast food line. They pulled in and gave their order to the girl. And the next thing you know, they started to hurl.
And Taco Bell.
Their stomach started to blow.
In Taco Hell.
Had burning inside their throat.
It had a smell.
That's when they started to glow.
Not feeling well.
From the bean burrito. It must have been the curse of the quesadilla that's causing all of this diarrhea. But none of the sick are going to die. They've just got a bad case of E. coli.
From Taco Bell.
Their stomach started to blow.
In Taco Hell.
A burning inside their throat.
It had a smell.
That's when they started to blow.
Not feeling well.
From the bean burrito. Should have skipped the damn chalupa. You might not have made but super. Next time you pass the sign, say no. Even though it's grilled, so it's good to go. Lots of people got sick and wished that they owned a gun so they could hunt down the people who think outside the fun. The pain from the cramps they felt deep in their gut. So next time they'll just go to Pizza Hut.
Not Taco Bell.
Their stomach started to blow
From Taco Hell.
A burning inside their throat.
It had a smell.
That's when they started to blow.
Not feeling well.
From the bean burrito.
From Taco Bell. From Taco Bell.
131 at 560 WQAM. We got the Big O at 2 o'clock. And then we got the Mad Dog at Shula's at 4. You ready for that? Can you handle it?
I'm all strapped in.
Here's one from Friday afternoon, 5:21 p.m. Happy Friday, Neil. Hope things are going well. Still trying to get by after the last 4 years of President Dumbschmidt. The construction business is dog-eat-dog these days, and nobody's speaking English, if you know what I mean. I try to look on the bright side, but it gets harder every day. These ass-clown Republicans are just going to make things worse. Too bad Rush didn't take the whole bottle at one time. I think I read this, didn't I?
I think so. That's okay.
Yeah, in fact, you know what? On days when we don't have a lot of emails coming in, we'll just read some old ones over again. They'll never know the difference.
If it was good enough for Mike Ranieri, it's good enough for us.
Now, what does that mean?
He used to say everything twice, remember? He used to say everything twice.
Why did he do that? Oh, Larry says, I know you hate that stuff, sorry, but a heads up, that friggin' QM page email doesn't work. Says Larry. Okay.
What?
Let's go to let's go to it. Home page. Let's see. Email Neil, email George, email Neil. I clicked on it, and sure it does. Let me send it. Subject none. Test. Send. Okay, it looks like it's sent. And what does that have to do with the fact that he sent me that long, ponderous thing, huh?
I don't know.
Now let me do a send and receive and see if I get my own email. Wouldn't that be exciting if I did?
Sure.
And if not, I don't have it. I do have one from Jimmy Syphilis, though. It says, time to retire, Rogers. Most people stopped listening to you years ago. Now you're running off your diehard chronics. Soon you'll be talking just to George. No one will be listening, except you, Jimmy. Your show is out of touch, and you just aren't relevant anymore. The ratings speak for themselves. You should have retired last year like Hank did. Hank didn't retire. Hank got shoved out the door. Hank retired. Dan deserved your spot. He does a much better show. You treat good people like Greg Vidal and Johnny Dark like crap. Even Henry doesn't care for you anymore. He said Mike never liked you. Give it up. Oh, my God. But maybe the guy's right. Maybe those things aren't working because I sent myself an email. It didn't come through. Why don't you try it?
Going now.
Go on the home page. Click on email the show, Neil. Give it a shot. You shooting it?
Yeah, one moment, please. Whoa. Oh. There we go. Hang on.
What happened?
Nothing.
Don't tell me we got a malfunction at the junction. That would explain a lot. You handling it?
A page came up that said the document has moved here, but the email came up, so I don't know.
Oh, that's always been there. Forget about that. The email box came up, right?
Yeah. Yes, and I sent an email.
Okay. Let me do a send and receive thing on here and see if right away I can get an email from George. And the answer is... yes, you're gay.
Oh!
So it does work. It didn't work when I did it, but then again, what do I know? Maybe I made a bad mistake. So there you go. I have no idea what that has to do with anything. Larry, quit sending me links to long, ponderous stuff. The Herald says, speaking of who's clean and who's unclean, Florida ranks number 3 for the trashiest beaches. Cigarette butts, bottles, pull tabs, syringes, condoms, dead animals, more cigarette butts. No, these are not leftovers from the sleazy neighbor's last weekend wingding. They're a sampling of lovely stuff collected in a single day from the state's beaches. Florida, which trades on its sparkling surf and sand, ranked the 3rd trashiest state in the 2008 coastal cleanup sponsored by the Ocean Conservancy. The environmental group released the result of its 23rd international effort, the largest of its kind, on Tuesday today. The reason we do this and count all this stuff is to make people aware of the effect of their behavior, said Vicky Spruill, president of the Ocean Conservancy. Everything we do on land ends up in the ocean. Do you like my reading of that? Not.
Great.
Judging by the numbers, what we mostly do is smoke, drink, and eat. Burned out and broken cigarette butts were by far and away the most common coastal litter, 197,000 plus of them in Florida, 3,200,000 plus overall in 104 countries, and 42 states where cleanups took place. They're counting them. 3,216,991. They're counting cigarette butts. Tossed in cigars, wrappers, and lighters, and smokers alone accounted for 31% of beach debris. This might lead some to conclude that smokers, in addition to being stupid, are slobs. People don't believe it's trash, he said. They think it's too small, that it decomposes. All of those things are myths. The dirty details of the group's marine debris index suggest people pursue a wide array of activities along the Florida coast, such as car repair and target practice. There were among the state's 200-plus tons of trash, 1,187 car parts, 887 tires, and 1,181 shotgun shells, and a partridge in a pear tree. There were some foul items as well. 1,348 condoms, 780 diapers, 499 syringes, and 934 women's sanitary napkins. On the plus side, the trends on all 4 and trash overall on Florida's coast were actually down from the previous year. California had the messiest coast by far, roughly tripling Florida's totals. North Carolina ranked number 2. I bet you there's a lot of number 2 in North Carolina. And some of it is Georgia's.
Yep. I'll leave it out of the house, though, in the outhouse.
Do you? You got an outhouse?
No.
Oh, well, why not?
We could. The church right by us does. It's
now, I will say this, speaking of outhouses, when I drove the vet up here, when we drove up here, and, you know, you go to different rest stops because you got to pee every now and then, and like at 2 in the morning when it's pitch dark outside and you go into those outhouses, they don't have like a light, you know?
You got to bring one with you.
Well, who the hell's got a light?
Me?
And so I go in there to take a leak, and you're thinking, there could be like a possum in here, a raccoon.
That's why you always got to carry a flashlight on your keychain.
And a flashlight on your keychain?
I got a flashlight on my keychain. Been carrying.
Do you? I don't.
Yeah, they're little pin lights.
No guts.
Well, I know what to get you for your birthday, then.
That was up 303 points. It's holding steady. And thank God we didn't hear from Maria today. The days we hear from Maria, the market goes in the tank.
Coincidence?
On the QAM homepage, it has an email link for you, which goes to neilrogers@WQAM.com. What does that mean?
That old thing that we keep telling them to take off or change.
Oh, on the QAM page?
On the QAM page.
Well, we don't care about that.
That's never been our email.
No. The beneficiaries of the government's bailout of American International Group include at least 24 U.S. and foreign financial institutions that have been paid roughly $50 billion since the Federal Reserve first extended aid to the insurance giant, AIG. Among those institutions are Goldman Sachs and Germany's Deutsche Bank, each of which received roughly $6 billion in payments between mid-September and December 2008, according to a confidential document and people familiar with the matter. We're screwed, Neil, says John Q. Public. John McHugh. Now, there's a guy. He's dead.
Is he?
He slept in his car. He used to do overnights on the weekends at INC when I was doing 8 to midnight. John McHugh. And his thing was, he was kind of like anybody that any of the chronics, he would put him on there and encourage him, like Joey.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would encourage the chronics, the crankers and the chronics, and he would encourage them and invite them to participate to make sure that they stayed around the station.
Like Joey is right.
Yeah, exactly. Just to be contrary, just to be a bastard.
Them. He invited them. He invited them to
that's
the
right.
studio.
He invited them to come to the station to be part of the whole thing.
That's right.
And now he's dead.
He was his ward, not his pedophile.
This sucks. Being here sucks. This work sucks.
We're swearing while we work. Profanity is making me enjoy my new workplace. So F you and F you. Just say it strong, 4 letters long, and say it to my face. You won't offend the room. We all will just assume when something hits the fan that you don't give a damn and call it more than cool.
What the hell is this crap?
Crap.
No marshmallows.
That's life for you. A lot of crap in life. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Life is a pile of crap. In fact, my Lesbianese cabbie, who's a very funny guy, every now and then one of us will say as we're driving to or wherever, and, oh, what a life. And he'll say, yeah, pile of Schmidt. Life is a pile of Schmidt. And in many ways it is. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's raining like a son of a bitch now. It's raining hard, cats and dogs. But it's +3, and tomorrow's going to be +10 and partly sunny, 50 degrees. Oh, spring has sprung, baby, I hope. The only problem is in March up north, it's like one day is spring and the next day is like almost wintertime. Like Thursday, the high -4. That sucks. That blows. But, you know, that thing I just played about swearing while you work, I don't think too many people are doing that anymore. I think a lot more people now, and just like me. You laughed at me. Oh, geez, he made a bad mistake. We're going to get him this other great agent. There are no deals. There's no money out there. The business is finished.
Apparently.
Yeah. Not that I was all that smart and was aware of it, but better to have... You know what they say about the bird in the hand? Oh, sorry, Johnny. Johnny Dark get upset again. He's picking on the bird again. Bird in the hand is worth 100 in the bush.
I got a bird in the hand right now.
I'll bet you do. Bob McTeer, Dallas Fed governor, says if we all join hands and go buy a new SUV, everything will be all right. Oh. Bill McDonough, head of the New York Fed, October 2001, said, what we dearly want is for Americans to spend like Americans, to do the patriotic thing, go out and spend. Of course, it's kind of hard to spend if you don't have any money. Oh, Johnny Dark is back. Here we go. This is good. I don't like the way you treat people. I think I treat people pretty damn nice. I mean, I could be wrong about that.
You're just fine.
Here's one. George is right. A flashlight on your keychain is mandatory here in North Carolina. You never know what you might step in. No, it wasn't a question of what you might step in. It's a question of what you go in there and you're going to take a leak and you pull your junk out.
I didn't say North Carolina. I said anywhere, especially here in Power Outage
And you never
Central.
know what's in there. Might want a snack or something. Small snack. Okay, let's see what Johnny Dark says. Ray George. Oh, this is just an ongoing. I just don't like the way you treat people. Stick is one thing, but you're proving yourself to be a truly heartless bastard. I don't like how you treated Glenn. Just on and on with Glenn like an obsession, like a sickness. And you continue to tarnish his name. By doing what?
Stop tarnishing it.
Oh. You badmouth everyone in the business and even fans of your show. You give attention to the negative emails, but slam the positive ones. You're going to die a lonely man. Your only friends are people you give money to. Where will they be when the money dries up? You have no faith in God or humanity, and you've wasted your talents. I hope you change before it's too late. You get what you give in this life. That's why you're out on the beach, Johnny. That's why you're generally unemployed. I mean, what claptrap, what gobbledygook. I just don't like the way you treat people. I'd like to know the people who have treated badly in this business. I mean, going on the air and ripping somebody an ass which they richly deserve, like Red Deer Randy Moller, who's a silly goose, or Ed Till. That's one thing. Who are the people I've treated badly that I've worked with?
I don't know. I'll go find him.
Go look him up. Greg Budell?
Yeah, you see how bad you were to him?
Listen, I got a lot of company on him. Everybody hates him. That's his whole shtick in life. Why does everybody hate me? I don't know. They just do. If that's the real Johnny Dark, this is so more... I mean, if it's just shtick, that's fine. But if it's the real one, I suspect it is, because that's his style, you know?
Whatever you say.
Morbid, depressing. I mean, it's raining, but other than that, everything's just fine. Fine as GI wine. Paco passed his G2 driving test yesterday. Everybody's having a big party in their pants. Everybody's excited, enthused. Had a nice dinner yesterday at the Red Lobster.
Yeah.
Even the Lobster and I kissed and made up before he croaked. Had him on the air, that famous call.
Right.
I mean, you know, as we all look back, if you had to live your life over again, are there things you might do differently? You bet. Are there people you treat differently? You bet. Some better, some worse. Some worse, Johnny. The bird this and the bird that and the bird. It's like an erotic obsession. I think there are people who would have him committed, Baker acted. I mean, there are a lot of people who have a very deep interest in their bird. But Jesus God. I think I treated him pretty damn well.
Johnny Dark?
In retrospect. Huh?
Johnny Dark?
No, the bird.
Yeah?
I took him under my wing, so to speak, gave him a $50,000 a year job and all the food he could eat.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of just, I'm not going to go into it again.
All he had to do was nothing.
That's right. All he had to do was just sit there and eat and cack a little bit. That's all.
Than nothing. He didn't have to have
not a
temper
tough
tantrums.
Assignment, okay?
Storming out of the studio whenever you were talking.
Don't rehash it now. We'll get another email.
Sorry.
You're going to get Johnny upset.
Well,
here's Johnny.
Away.
A Saudi Arabian court has sentenced a 75-year-old Syrian woman to 40 lashes, 4 months imprisonment, and deportation from the kingdom for having two unrelated men in her house, according to local media reports. According to the Saudi daily newspaper Al Watan, troubles for the woman, Kamisha Mohammed Sawadi, began last year when a member of the religious police entered her house in the city of Al-Shamli and found her with two unrelated men, Fad and Hadian.
She's a whore.
Fad told policemen that he had the right to be there because Sawadi had breastfed him as a baby and was therefore considered to be a son to her in Islam, according to Al Watan. Fad, 24, added that his friend Hadian was escorting him as he delivered bread for the elderly woman. The policemen then arrested both men. Saudi Arabia follows a strict interpretation of Islam called Wahhabism and punishes unrelated men and women who are caught mingling. Unrelated men and women who are caught mingling.
Yeah.
The Commission for the Promotion of Virtue and Prevention of Vice, feared by many Saudis, is made up of several thousand religious policemen charged with duties such as enforcing dress codes, prayer times, and segregation of the sexes. Under Saudi law, women face many restrictions, including a strict dress code and a ban on driving. Women also need to have a man's permission to travel. I'm not saying that these people live in the Stone Age, these grave robbers who are squeezing every dime out of us and have been for years with their damn stinking oil. Bomb the Saudis. That's the only answer. How long is that bit until we blow up Pakistan? Oh, that's
about
interesting.
This long.
Haven't played that in a long time. It's only 1:26. See, I always back time with these 2-minute bits, and there are only a limited number of those. That's why you'll hear a lot of the same things over and over. How come you don't play those same like President Dumbschmidt? It's a timing thing.
Right. And it's good.
And one thing about us, we got it out here on time. Usually leave a few extra seconds there for the Big O.
Right.
To do his thing with. 239 votes on the poll. Right now, my employment status is have a job, happy with it, thank you. 75. Far and away. Our people are employed. How do you like that? Which means they might have a few bucks, which means maybe they'll bring George some money next time he's at Gulfstream. And then you can put together all those contributions and buy you a nice car. I mean, I don't want to get you depressed, but I have a feeling that all those promises from Joe Bell,
yeah,
they smell.
It's D.O. in Miami town. Yes. At 560 WQAM.
Baby, launch a couple missiles toward a place we know and aim 'em at a fella whose first name begins with O. There's one thing we all understand.
Absolutely.
Al-Qaeda won't be finished until we blow up Pakistan.
All right.
We could chase them round forever with our tanks and all our troops, but special forces are so tired of jumping through them hoops. You know we need another plan. So let's stay.